What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I'm sorry. I just, I don't know. Something just came across. Like, I just thought about something and I just started laughing instantly. I don't even know what's going on. What's up, friends? What's up, friends? How y'all feeling today? Hey, Sabrina, Bailey, what up, Bailey? K. Cooper, Gerald Sparrow, Five Brown, what up? Long Way ENT, Shadow Dragon TV says, get the last, get the laughs out now, Anton. Ah, you know why I'm laughing? Honestly, I'm laughing at life. I, I laugh at life. What up? What up, y'all? Indianapolis in the building. What up, Harvey Lee? What up, Tony? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Honestly, I'm laughing at life because, like, even if you read the quote that I got today in 3 words, I can sum up everything that I learned about life. It goes on. It goes on. Yes, it does. Did y'all enjoy the show last night? What up, Slim Trini girl? I gotta meet you. I gotta meet you. I gotta meet Slim Trini girl. What up? What up? What up? How y'all feeling today? Top of the morning. Top of the morning. Top of the morning. Listen, if you woke up this morning and you have your faculties, I don't care what happened the last week. I don't care what happened last month. I don't care what happened yesterday. Today is a new day and you have an opportunity to recover. I'm about to go on a sabbatical. Yes, bro. After this summer, going on a sabbatical, bro. Real talk. Cause I'ma just be honest with you, bro. Be honest with you. Can I be honest with y'all? Really, this is the honesty show. That's all this is. Thank you, 410 Jordan. Said this is the greatest show ever. Yo, Anton, how can I find the Room 9 and After Hour shows? Somebody dropped the link in the chat. It's After Hours. It's Room 9. If you type Room 9 inside of the chat, it should pop up. It should pop up. I'm about to take a sabbatical, man. I am. About to take a sabbatical. Get up out of here. Something. You don't even have to go nowhere to take a sabbatical. You just got to. Sometimes you do because you got to disappear from the environment that you used to be in. But, man, let me tell you, bro. You know what I was thinking this morning as I was in the shower, getting ready to come into the studio so that I can kick it with y'all. I was thinking to myself this morning, well, let me rewind. As I went to sleep last night, I was thinking to myself, you crazy. You crazy, but you made a whole lot of right decisions in the wrong type of situations. Then this morning, I was thinking to myself, one day I'm going to be a preacher and I'm going to tell you all about it. My life has been insane, bro. It's been insane. If you was to think about, like, when I wake up in the morning and I come into this show and I talk to y'all and I joke with y'all and I tell y'all all of these wild stories and we do phone calls and that's a part of the show. Really, I'm just telling you, like, I'm giving you a synopsis of what I see on an everyday basis. Synopsis from what I see, from guys, from girls, from life. Life is wild. But here's the thing that I know. It goes on. If you wake up in the morning, you got to think to yourself, you know what? I'm going to do it right today, or I'm going to get it better today, or whatever. I'ma make some adjustments. I'ma do some good things, whatever. You just gotta make the adjustments, bro. Jody says honesty is key. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you just gotta be quiet and just let life do whatever it is that it do. You gotta have a recovery. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a recovery date. You have to have a you got to be able to get out of whatever the situation is that you was in and get back to normal. And that's why I'm gonna go on a sabbatical, because I will tell you, this year, this summer, so far, all the way this year up to this point, my life is in shambles, bro. I don't know what's going on out here. Let me just fix this real quick. Give me a second. And then we can get into it. It ain't been, it ain't. I'm gonna get it together, y'all. I promise you, I'm gonna get it together. After I'm only gonna do my meetups, and I'm getting up out of there. I ain't doing nothing else. This year, I've seen enough of everything. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? K Cooper says, "What you saying, AD?" I'm trying to say what I want to say without saying what I want to say, without saying too much. You know what I'm saying? You know how you don't want to talk too much, but at the same time, you want to kind of convey your point. But it's hard to be able to convey a point without talking too much. That's what it is. CES. CES. They want me to speak at CES. Nah, I don't know about that one. Mm-mm. So, anyways, it's been a crazy year. You trying to get it together there too? So we all in the same boat. And let me tell you what else I need to do. You know what else I'm gonna do? I'm getting rid of this car, bro. I'm getting rid of the car. The car, the watches, the visibility, because it's already too much visibility with you being on the internet. So with the car and you throw all of this other stuff, I don't blame you. The way the year started for you running the internet. With all of this stuff, man, listen, bro, I'm getting rid of it. I don't need it. I don't want it. Seriously, bro, I'm thinking about putting it up and just calling it a year. Starting over next year. Restart it. Getting rid of this car, bro. Bro, I got a text message at 3 in the morning last night. Didn't even know who it was. So what is this? Who is this? Get out of my phone. Blocked. Oh, what are you not gonna say, your car? What is the problem? We about to start the show now. What's the problem? I'm cutting out all distractions, anything that's going on in my life, anything that distracts me from just staying out of the way. I'm locking myself in the studio and I'm not coming out unless I go home to go to sleep or I go to church and then I'm coming back here. That's it. I'm getting out the way. I am. I'm getting out of the way. I don't want no problems. I don't want no trouble. I don't want nothing. I just want to get out of the way and stay and stay home. It's safe. Now, I understand it now. If I buy GTA 6, if I buy a video game, if I buy a simulator, if I buy anything, it's literally just to keep me out of the streets, bro. Because I don't need that. I don't want to be in the streets. I don't want to be none of that. I get it now. I get why. I'm about to buy me a game right now. Switching over from Xbox to PS5. I'm getting rid of everything. And I'm the only one in the region with the baby blue lamb chop. I'm getting rid of everything. I don't want no problem. I told somebody this morning, I said, listen, I'm going choir boy. Everything I do is choir boy from now on. I'm staying in my Bible. I'm staying in the studio and I'm just going to work. I'm going to just go to the meetups. And I'm staying out of the way. I'm staying out of the way. Real talk. Do you feel like it's too much visual with the car? No. The visual is not the problem. It's not the visibility. It's not it. It's not it. Seriously. Anton, stop it. It's not it. It's not the visibility. It's not. Everybody want to get in the passenger seat though. Ooh, can I ride? No. Who are you? Get out of here. You bad as hell though. I'm getting out the way. Seriously, I'm done. I'm done. Wrap it up. Summer's over for me. On July 15th, 2026, I officially declare summer over for Anton Daniels. The only thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to the meetups and we going to party at the meetups. That's it. I'm partying at the meetups. Everything else, I got 3 projects left to finish as far as building houses. I got 3 projects left to finish to build houses. And then I'm going on a sabbatical. And I got to get out of the city because there's too much happening here. People don't know what Detroit is. Detroit is Temptation City. At every hour of the night, there is something to get into, something to get going on, something to get yourself in and up out of, something that you got to reject. And so you can't be, and I don't even think it's Detroit. I think it's whatever your city is, your home city, you got to get out of your home city. Because a lot of times, and I'm not saying move permanently, you may have to go live with an auntie. You might have to just go and live with a homie in Wyoming somewhere, but you got to detox. And when I'm saying detox, not saying liquor, because I'm not like a super, super heavy drinker or nothing like that, but you got to detox from all of the lights, all of the visibility, every time you drive down the street, whatever, so on and so forth. And so you got to get out of there, bro. Seriously. And so when these projects finish, October, something like that, I got to take like 3-4 months and just go. I'm going to Arkansas, bro. I'm going to Mississippi. I'm going to Mississippi, man. I'm gonna go to Mississippi for like 2 months. I'm gonna go to Arkansas. I'm gonna go to Boise. I'm gonna go to Salt Lake City. I'm getting out of here, bro. I'm getting out of here, and I just need to detach. We got to. All right, so listen, we got 2 choices, and then we about to start the show. I need to get the audience's feedback because you guys are my eyes and ears. You are my sanity. All right. Should we just keep going full throttle and see what happens, or should we take a sabbatical? Because in my mind, the only thing that matters is make sure you live stream and get on the live stream in the morning. As long as you can live stream in the morning, you good. That's where your limit is. Do we go full throttle and say skip it, rock star summer? Or do we pull back and we say, you know what? Let's remove ourselves and let's get out of there. Somebody said take it easy, full throttle. Balls to the wall. Balls to the wall. Ain't no balance in my life. It's either all the way left or all the way right. Stay slow motion. Going to Arkansas for my family reunion on my dad's side. I'm going to scout it out for you. All right, bet. Stay down a little longer. Facts, I'm going down there in a week and a month. Ship the land over to Salt Lake, collab with Stradman. You bought yourself the freedom to take a sabbatical. We're your saints. We're your sanity, Anton. Us? No, you're a bad idea. That's why I'm asking y'all. Your body will let. Oh, my body is already crashed. I'm already, bro. I'll be having to take all kind of sea moss, drink lots of water, hydrate. Shit, if I keep going at this rate, I'm gonna need some Narcan. Good God. A lot of people saying rock star lifestyle. I might have to put a poll up. Let me see. I have to put a poll up. Let me see what the polls say. And good God. Put the poll up. I need y'all to vote, and then I'm going to start the show, and I'm going to check what the polls say afterwards. Let's see. Start a poll. Should or push it to the limit. I don't even know how to spell sabbatical, but it's okay. Let me see if I spelled that right. Oh, I got it right. Cool. I know it's two B's. Pull back. All right. Poll is up. Poll is up. Y'all crazy. Y'all are crazy. All right. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get started with the show. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. First and foremost, I want to say Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off of life. Make sure you get your Teach. Ladies, get it for the fellas. Fellas, don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. It's a phenomenal product. Teach Henley is the sponsor of the show. Thank you, Teach Henley, for continuing to hold us down. That link is down in the description. All right. Also, if you are not a part of the Patreon, we did a live stream, not last night, but the night before. Make sure you guys get on the Patreon. It's too much money and too much information. Yes, I am still doing coaching calls. So send me an email at antondaniels413@gmail.com, and I'm going to get to it in the order in which it was received. All right, let me see what these early. Wow, it's closer than I thought it was going to be. 44% right now is saying live like a rock star. 56% is pull back and take a sabbatical. I can imagine what the demographic is that's voting for each. All right. I want to get into, as usual, we always do a beginning, what do you call it? A beginning video, right? I got two different women giving two different perspectives, and I want to speak on it. And I'm going to check the results and I'm going to read the Cash Apps and Super Chats shortly. Check this out.
If you're trying to get to a level of wealth that you just desire so strongly, you're obsessed with, get uncomfortable. Whether that's paying for an absurd gym membership, whether that is, I don't know, moving into a building that's out of your means, whether it's buying a house that's out of your means. And this might seem like the worst advice ever to some people. It's so uncomfortable so that you have no choice to make more money. Like it's not possible for you to make less. And that's exactly what I did. At 18 years old, I was completely stuck and broke. At 21, I scaled into multimillionaire off of drop shipping, and literally my life changed completely. But I was just scaling up so fast. It allows that for you. And now I live so comfortably. I have no stress. I make whatever number I'm imagining because all I have to do is push out more products. And, you know, I get anything that I want. It's crazy. So just live above your means. Take that as you will. The key to success is actually living above your means. I don't care what anybody has to say. If you are living under your means, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're choosing to stay comfortable. If you're living above your means, babe, you're always making more money. You're always having more income coming in. You have no choice to have more income coming in. I was paying crazy money to live with millionaires. I mean, wealthy motherfuckers. I opened up doors for myself that I just didn't even know was possible by living above my means. I had money, but I chose to go even higher with that, right? So for you, stop holding on to it and start doing the things that will get you there faster.
We have to be very careful with who we take advice from on the internet, because the other day I saw a video of someone suggesting that people should live above their means, because when you live above your means, you're forced to work harder, grind harder, you'll end up being able to afford the stuff that you want. Now, if you don't have any core financial responsibilities, of course, you can live above your means. Now, when you have core responsibilities, rent, groceries, car insurance, car note, the whole nine, in my opinion, living above your means is piss poor advice. Now, there's a difference between being able to afford something and being able to comfortably afford it. Now, if I can afford something, but it's going to cause me to go into debt, I'm going to have to look at picking up a second job. I'm stressed out. For me, it's not worth it. The trade-off for whatever it is that I want is not worth the additional stress for me. And I know there are times where people have to pick up additional shifts, get a second job, or use their credit cards in order to make ends meet, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people going into a situation knowing that they cannot comfortably afford something, but doing it anyway because they'll just figure it out. So for me, that is advice that I would never take. Don't allow someone from the internet to convince you to do something that you'll likely regret.
So let me tell you what the difference is and what my thoughts are on this. Because my thoughts may be a little bit more controversial than everybody else. But I understand what the first girl is saying, and I understand the context of what the second girl is saying. The first girl is basically saying you need to push yourself because most people are too comfortable. And what happens is, and maybe she communicated it wrong because most people won't understand the context. Most people are not smart enough to understand the context of what she's saying. And what the first girl is saying, this girl right here, and let me rewind it a little bit. What the first girl is saying, this girl is saying, and let me also preface this by saying that it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Everybody cannot and will not be able to have the mentality that it takes to survive and thrive with a go all in mentality. All right. If I were her, I would preface this by saying that this is not applicable to 99% of the population. This is not applicable. Somebody in the chat says, hold on, let me read it. I like that. Pinky Girl says, that's crazy. That means you have a motivation problem. We all do. We all do. Most of us need something outside of ourselves to motivate us to want to do something better than what we've done. Because you don't even know what you know unless you get some more insight or you're exposed to a different type of lifestyle. I've told y'all multiple times that when I first lived in Miami, when I lived in Miami for like 3.5 months, and I would drive from Miami to Miami Beach, and there's this, at the time, it was this huge black boat. It was like a yacht, and it was sitting right there. And it was just like, it leaves you in awe when you very first see it. And then when you see it for a second time and a third time, then it's like, hold on. I thought I was doing it, but I'm not really doing it as big as I want to do it, right? And so different people need different things to motivate themselves or to push themselves or to put them in a position to be uncomfortable. And I'll tell you that most people, unless they are uncomfortable, and so you got to figure out what that looks like, what uncomfortability and being in a position to be able to go to the next level looks like. Because most of the things that I've done in my life, I didn't know I could do it until I did it. Like, I truly just jumped out there. And y'all know who I am, right? And the Patreon, all of the information that I give y'all and I show y'all and I'm transparent about, and I say, listen, this is what I could have done differently. This is what I could do differently. I'm not taking calculated risks. I'm just taking risks. I never knew how to build a house until I built the house. I didn't know what I was going to run into. I didn't know what kind of financial pitfalls or successes or whatever. And so I never did it before, but I seen it and I'm like, man, they did it. What was stopping them from doing it? I know I can do it. Right? And so it's easier to say, hey guys, you have to take this and you have to take calculated risks. Well, most of the time, people that you tell that to never, ever do anything other than just stay at the same job that they didn't been at their entire life. Right? Because a calculated risk and living beyond what your current circumstance is, that's how she should have titled it, could be, hey, listen, I know you feeling safe at the job that you at because you feel like you got job security, but you should push yourself and get another job and go and get a different job. Now, most people are going to say, no, the economy and your job and all of this other type of stuff. But Anton from AntonDaniels.com says, and I tell people this all the time, oh, you got comfortable. That's why you complacent. That's why you're not doing anything. Living life for me is not worth living if I got to stand in the same place for the rest of it. And again, I know that that's not for everybody. Some people just want to be okay. And then other people like me is saying, listen, if I crash and burn, just don't kill me, because that means that I'll be able to get into another car so that I can drive fast and figure out what I did wrong the first time, right? And so, for example, Marvelous says taking risks is different than living above your means. For some people, it's not. For some people, it's not. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. I understand what she's saying. What she's saying is, I would never be in the position to be successful the way that I am if I hadn't leaped off and said, listen, I'm about to invest in this or I'm about to spend this money or whatever, right? And again, I would never advise this to 99.9% of the population, but there are a group of us, of certain people, that know that we're living below our potential, but we not jumping out there as hard as we should. We not going to get it as much as we should be. We not truly being the rock stars that we know that we can be. And so a lot of times, living above your means is an interesting statement. I don't know if I would word it that way. I would say push yourself way beyond what you thought that you was capable of. She did not give stupid advice. She gave stupid advice for people that are looking for security. To the 0.01% of people that have a certain type of mindset, that hustler mindset, it's a push yourself type of thing. It's like putting a carrot in front of your face and forcing yourself to go and get it. It's almost like jumping into the water, jumping into the pool, not necessarily knowing how to swim, but determined to get to the other side. It's only for the 1%ers. It's only for the 1%ers. Real talk. And so I get it. I understand. I understand it. Facts. That's the perfect example. Work a commission only job. Cause see, the way that I figured out that I had it in me, I believe that God pushed me off the ledge and said, boy, go and get in and fly. And what does that mean? When I went broke, if I hadn't have lost my job and went broke in 2008 in the middle of the recession, of the housing crisis, I'm not sure that I get there as fast as I got there, and I feel like I kind of got there later than I should have. I'm not sure, because it forced me to go out there and figure it out harder than I ever would have. I took a commission only job, and I was like, listen, I don't know what it's gonna take, but I'm gonna sell the hell out of this stuff. I'm a sell. You don't even know who you are as a man unless you have to go and eat what you kill. And getting a commission only job showed me, all right, listen, I got it. That gave me the mentality to say, oh, I'm not worried about losing no jobs no more. I'm not worried about starting a business and failing no more, because I can figure it out. I'm not worried about trying to figure out how to get into this particular part of the game. I'm not worried about going all in on this side of it. And so I don't know if I get that, because I was in the mentality that, okay, I'm going to go to school while I'm working, but then I never really did it because I was making too much money at the job. And so I never really jumped off the, you know what I'm saying, the porch the way that I said that I needed to jump off the porch. And I know so many people that say, oh man, I got this business idea. And they sit there and they draw it and they scale it and they put together all of the documents and they never do it. Once I got off of that, that's what made me push and get into the restaurant. When I built my first restaurant, I didn't know how to build a restaurant. And I told y'all this. On Friday, I went and talked to my grandmother because she had restaurants before. On Saturday, I was ordering equipment or something like that. I had signed a lease. On Sunday, I was already negotiating. By Monday, I was already, going through the business. And I said, listen, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. This is what we building. And it was hard. It was a headache. And it was a lot to go into it. And it was things that I didn't know. And contractors had screwed me over. And I fell off the roof and all of that stuff. But for me, it was never worth living a regular life. I was never interested in living a regular life. I said, either I'm going all out and I'm a fail spectacularly, or I'm gonna get super rich. One or the other. But being regular was just not a part of my DNA. But I know, and the reason that I say it's only responsible for a certain group of people is because I know that most people have to be regular people. I know that most people are in survival mode as far as, oh my God, I just have to, if I just get a car and this and that, so on and so forth. I know that most people got that type of mindset. So they're never going to get what this woman is talking about. Most people need this woman. They need a woman to say, okay, guys, make sure that you're careful and you're a responsible adult and all of that stuff. And yes, you do need to be a responsible adult. But then there's other people that jump out the window and they attach themselves to certain people. I would never have your car, right? Your car would have never really, we wouldn't be getting the type of money that we get together had I not jumped out the window and then him jumping out the window and saying, hey, listen, I'm going to attach myself. Your car, I remember your car hit me up one time and he said, bro, I'm about to just leave everything behind and just roll with you. Hey man, listen, I think I'm about to just leave everything behind and we just rolling out and we just gonna figure it out. If I go bust, I go bust, but I'm rolling with you. You know the type of mentality it takes to say something like that to somebody? It's 100%, because he's not doing the things that he's doing today if he don't have that type of mentality to say, hey, whatever you do, we rolling together. So for some people, they'll say, man, your car was crazy for that. He should have never did no type of junk like that. They say your car is crazy for that. He should have never did no junk like that. I tell you, he winning. I'll tell you he winning. Real talk. Now it's a risk. It's a risk that's attached to it. There are no guarantees in life. There are no guarantees in life at all. Zero, zilch, nada. None. But what gives somebody the mentality to jump off the bridge like that and say, what gives somebody the mentality to jump off the bridge like that and say, listen, you roll, we roll together. But for most people, they can't fathom that. That's not something that in any way, shape, or form that they could ever, in any remote way, say, yep, I'm just taking it. I'm taking a risk and I'm jumping off the diving board. I wouldn't suggest that most people do it because most people are not built for what we do. We up till 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Sometimes we go days without sleeping. You know, the grind and the hustle, the vision that we have for the company, the vision that we have of what we doing and what we building. Your car will, let me tell you something. Your car will regularly dream big as hell. He hit me up one day, and don't tell him what we talk about. We're going to keep that between us. He hit me up one day and said, Anton, this is what I see, bro. This is what I dream, man. Listen to this. And I'll be like, damn, that's crazy. That's bigger than what I was thinking. And then we'd be like, F it, let's go for it. Skip it. Whatever. Let's shoot it. Let's shoot our shot. And let's just push all of the chips to the middle of the table. And that's the type of mentality that certain people, right? The game changers, any game changer I've ever looked at or listened to never went into it safe. But if you're going to go all the way in, you have to push yourself ridiculously. You have to push yourself harder. And that's, everybody don't have that dog in them. Everybody don't have that work ethic. Everybody not willing to not sleep for 2 or 3 days at a time. Everybody not willing to live like a rock star. Everybody not willing to put it all on the line. And so because most people are not built like that, they can't fathom the idea that the 1%ers, that the 0.01 percenters are willing to leave it all on the line and say, I'm going to get it. Rita will tell you regularly. There's been times where I say, you know what? I just need to disappear for 6 months. I ain't even told y'all some of these stories before. I need to disappear for 6 months. And she said, well, what's going on? And I'm telling you, back in the 2000 and whatever, 17, 18s and stuff like that, hey, I need to be disappeared for 6 months. Or I ain't even say 6 months. I say, yo, I just need to be gone. And I need to figure this out. But I can't do it with people around me or in this environment. I got to go off by myself. And I would go to a completely different state. I would travel the country. And I would just be trying to figure it out and working it through. And I just needed to be by myself. And I'd be having crazy experiences and meeting people. And that junk changed my life. And I just was like, that's the times that I hit the hardest. When I went to, I didn't even remember. I think I went to Oregon, Portland, Oregon or something. That's when I went to the last Blockbuster. Hold on, let me see something. I didn't even realize that I had been there before, now that I'm thinking about it. What state is that in? Bend, Oregon. I was in Bend, Oregon for no reason. I had flew from Vegas to Bend. Let me show you. And I just be gone. I be gone, bro. I be gone. And I would say it to her. I say, hey, listen, I gotta go. I gotta figure it out. Anton the other day on because pretty used there. I'll just take care of it now. Gotta control the controllables, and we good. So in town.
Oh, you'll have fun.
You think so?
You'll meet a lot of people.
So I can make sure that I get this content out for y'all. The newer technology from the hotel that you somewhere far off. 75-inch TV sitting up on my wall. I would just dip. I would be gone. Go and check out, and they would strategically have all of the candy and all of the chips and stuff and the pop right there, so you can grab it and the popcorn right there.
So it's like a good starting off point.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Sounds good
and
to
if you
me.
like pickled things, you'll like it. Where are you from?
I am from Michigan.
Oh, awesome. Okay, I'll come visit in the winter.
I'm waiting on. I don't even know why I was there. I was in Bend, trying to figure it out. Just figuring it out. I was just winging it. I didn't know why I was, but I had to figure some stuff out. I was in the streets, man. I was in the streets. But I guess my point that I'm making, I didn't even realize that I had went to Bend, Oregon. Anyways, the point that I'm making is it's not for everybody. And I think that where people forget or where people mess up is they take the advice that somebody may say and they only look at it one way. They only look at it one way. Now, what I discovered, in Bend, because it wasn't just the Blockbuster, all of the stuff that I explored and I seen and all of that stuff off camera, it was crazy. It was absolutely insane. I used to, I would pray, right? I would be in my hotel room and I would pray, because you pray every morning or whatever. And I would be in my hotel room and I would be, talking to God, and I said, where am I going to go next? And one of the things that I used to do was I used to keep an actual map. Yeah, I was liberal time back then. Well, actually, I don't know if I was. I don't remember. I don't think I was liberal time back then. But anyways, I would pray, and I would keep a physical map inside of my backpack. Then it would be big. It would be big as the bed. And I would lay it across the bed, and I would take a penny, and I would throw it up in the air. It was a physical map of the U.S. And I would throw it in the air, and wherever it landed, that's where I was going. Whatever the closest major city to that space was where I was going. That's how I used to live my life. So, and I would be gone for an extended period of time. Sometimes I would be gone for weeks. Other times I would be gone for days. And then other times I would be gone for over a month. And I remember I was gone for Thanksgiving, and my family was asking because they couldn't get in touch with me because I wouldn't answer the phone for nobody except for business and family. And my family would say, well, where's Anton? How come he's not here? And I'm seeing him on TV. And Rita and Leslie would be like, Anton is doing what Anton do. Y'all know who he is. Y'all know he not about to do nothing conventional. Sometimes he here and sometimes he not. And my family get it. And they be like, oh, yeah, you know what? I feel you. Okay. Yeah, that is Anton. Anton not about to sit still for nobody and still be the same person that he was over the last 2 or 3 years. I'm not about to be this. I'm not going to be that. I'm out. And so y'all could take the trips with me, or you can sit there and watch me do it. But I'm gone. I can't. You can't convince me. And again, I know that this is not for everybody. You're never going to convince me that my life is supposed to only be 50 square blocks in Detroit. Ain't no effing way. You're telling me that God created this universe and I'm supposed to just be sitting right here, right? And for my whole life, and I'm not supposed to do nothing. I'm not supposed to build nothing. All I'm supposed to do is just sit there. I'm supposed to work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and sit there on the weekends and do nothing. And I'm not supposed to push myself beyond my limits? That I'm not supposed to go back to school? That I'm not supposed to get educated? That I'm not supposed to go and talk to people that think differently than me? That I'm not supposed to put my life on the line when it comes to people criticizing me on the internet? That I'm not supposed to understand what it's like to sit right there or to be in that room, or that I'm not supposed to meet the president? I'm supposed to meet the president. I'm supposed to meet the president. And then I'm going to go and party the next night. I'm supposed to do cool stuff. I'm supposed to be sweet. I'm supposed to fail, and then I go broke, and then I find some more money, and then I work very hard, and then I suffer, and then I win, and then I lose, and then I come back and I tell you what the stories are and tell you what my life lessons are. That's what my life is supposed to be. Real talk. I built my first house and I was like, I think we can stretch it out to 2 at a time. And I built 2 and I was like, we need to do 4. And my people was looking at me and they was like, 4? I said, yeah. I said, well, the big builders do it. Why am I not doing it? And you know what they say? Because you need somebody that's at the helm. And they was like, you know what? If you say we can do it, then I can do it. And then people start getting motivated and they said, skip it. We all in. We rolling together. Elon Musk woke up. He was rich as hell. All right. He was rich as hell. They had just sold PayPal Mafia. He was up hundreds of millions of dollars. And he was like, you know what? I think the world wants electric cars. This dude was sleeping on the floor inside of the factory every day. And then he woke up and was like, you know what? I think we want to make reusable rockets and we want to go into space. Nigga, who thinks like that? You have to be, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that also failed, but you got to be a different type of dude. I remember back in the day, dudes used to, Eminem said he said, I'm going to put every dollar that I got going out here to Los Angeles. Skip it. I'm going. I'm off. Because I can always go back and just get a regular job and live a regular life. That's how I was. I had that same mentality. I was like, man, I can go and get a regular job, but I gotta go and push right here, right now. You saying Elon is different? We different. We just waste time on things that don't mean nothing, and we think that we not supposed to push ourselves and we supposed to be great. Some of y'all, and I told some of y'all this at the last meetup, I was kicking it with y'all. I said, man, look at you, and you smart as hell, and you tall as hell, and you doing this and you doing that. And I was so aggravated. I didn't say he thought of the electric car idea, but he pushed it. He pushed. And I was at the meetup. I said, man, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. And everybody was like, yo, Anton, what do you mean? I said, bro, because most of y'all smarter than me. Half of y'all taller than me. This and that, so on and so forth. How are you niggas regular? Ain't no way I should be beating people just because I got bigger balls. You telling me I'm beating you just because I'm pushing harder? Different is a different mentality, in my opinion. So I get it. I understand it. But I don't expect everybody. Yeah, you remember that? We got on the elevator And I looked at dude and I asked him, I said, hey man, what do you do? Because it was all of us. It was a full elevator. And it was a guy that wasn't with us, but he was in the elevator. And he was tall as hell. And when we got out the elevator, I told Fi and your car and them, I said, that's a shame, bro. And they was like, what? I said, he got all of that height and he just a regular ass mother. He regular. He basic. I was so disappointed in him. And Fa was like, Fa was laughing. It's like, this nigga is crazy. I was like, man. I said, what do you do? He said something basic, something regular. Yeah. I'm a sales rep at T-Mobile. Look how God wasted his time on you. That's what I was thinking to myself. You don't even, because he was with a girl. I remember he had a girl with him. I was thinking to myself, we should take your girl. You just in here for no reason. Selling phones. And you selling phones? You the phone man? You 6'8" and you the phone man? And give me that girl. Give me that girl you with right there. I'll take her. You don't know what to do with her anyway. You're the phone man. He was just a phone man. I couldn't understand it. Now, some people would say, well, Anton, but he got a job. That's a respectable job. I feel you. I got you. I understand it. See? You said, ain't nothing wrong with pushing phones. Right there. Cool. You want to be with the phone man or you want to come and try something different? Ask her. Ask any woman. Because they're not going to say it in front of their man. Ask any woman. Do you want to be with the guy that's safe or you want to be with the guy that's going to take risks and you don't know what the hell is going to happen tomorrow? But I guarantee. And I'll tell you. I'll tell a girl in a minute. Listen. I don't recommend that you come with me. That means that now that you pique their curiosity. I do not recommend that you hang out with me. However, you can stay here, and I highly suggest that you stay here. You're going to be safe. It's going to be, you're going to have probably a pretty regular life. You'll have stability. You'll have all of that. Please don't leave your situation. But if you decide that you want to leave your situation, I can't guarantee you that you won't cry. I can't guarantee you that you won't be happy. I can't guarantee you anything, but I can tell you that it's going to be fun. It's going to be life-changing. It's going to be fun. And I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to have a good time. And 10 times out of 10, they like, skip that. I'm coming and I'm hanging. I'm out. I'm going. And they don't care about that. They don't care about that. People want to feel something. They want to live. Anton, I see what you're saying, but this is feeding toxic hypergamism. I know. That's what. Facts. It's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. Ain't nothing better than a situation that we can cry over and laugh over at the same time. That's the whole idea. That's what we advocating for. Well, I'm not advocating for that for regular people. I'm not advocating for that. I'm not. All right? Be safe. Be comfortable. Stay there. You with it, AD? You with it, AD? I see you, Keisha. I see you, bro. I see you. Mike that dude, what up, Mike that dude? I appreciate you for holding us down. Thank you, my friend. Spence, what up, Spencer Campbell? What up? 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 John Teal. What up, John Teal says, for the dudes that think that they own a box, that's all of our box, not just yours. It's ours. It's ours. I just think that as more people, at the end of their life that regret not living their life than there are. And now listen, I'm not telling y'all to be irresponsible. I'm not telling you to get your cars repossessed and all of that. I think that there's more people at the end of their life that regret not living life and being too safe than the people that said, I lived it like a rock star. I just believe that in my core. Too many people saying I shoulda, coulda, woulda instead of I did. What up? What up, Dietrich? Dietrich 2K in the building. I appreciate you for the super sticker. Don DeWan. The Don Juan in the building says, today is my 37th birthday. God is awesome. I'm so thankful for life, and I'm glad to be a bag chaser. Thanks for everything, Tom. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Happy birthday, big dog. Long way. ENT says new work schedule, 7 days, 12 hours for 90 days. Stack your bread. Get your money. Get your money. J-Lo on the track in the building. What up, J-Lo on the track? Says keep going, but maybe back to 2 to 3 hours so you can manage everything effectively and still be able to get some sleep. F sleep. We sleep in the wintertime. Nicholson says, why do people always come for Christians but no other religion? They love to disrespect Jesus, but not Muhammad, because it's real. You don't have to disrespect something that people ain't tripping over. Marvelous Brown Jr. says, I was forced into starting my business 10 years ago. Best thing that ever happened. You are typically pushed off the ledge instead of waiting to jump. Facts. Curtis Taylor in the building says, I thought I was weird for feeling like I always needed a carrot dangling in front of me. You're not. That's life. That's God motivating you. But it keeps me focused and motivated. My woman knows I'll cancel our plans to chase an opportunity. Go and get it, bro. They get it. They understand it. Thank you for the gems. 4133 Thunderbirds says Rafael Cato. What up, though? Makes you go harder and think more about getting it, Larry G. Y'all ain't never had dreams? How many of y'all have dreams that you never accomplished, that you never actually went into, that you didn't actually do anything for? Some of y'all are literally living a nightmare because you refuse to actually do anything to achieve the thing that you want. I used to play poker a lot. And I would, if I would win a big pot, or I would lose a big pot, or if I thought that somebody was bluffing, or if something was happening at the table, a lot of times I would say to myself, I have to follow my instincts. I have to follow what I believe. I have to really follow. I'm a bet on me than betting on you. And people will say, Anton, where did that mentality come from? It's because I would say this. I say, I would sleep better at night doing what I thought was the right move and taking an L than losing from thinking that I had the right decision and pulling back and seeing that you actually bluffed me. I don't believe you. I believe me. I lose sleep over the fact that I could have did something, but I didn't do something. And I knew that I wanted to do it, and I would have been successful doing it. I can live with the failure. I can't live with failing to win. It's a different type of mentality for me. Makes you go harder and think more about getting it. Facts. I got a different type of mentality, bro. Fi Brown says, Lenny Dykstra, a former baseball player, told a story about when he traveled, he would spin a globe, and wherever it landed, he would just go. That's what you should do. And it's cheaper than you think. Morning, Anton. Can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you either. Just a brown girl in America. What's up, baby? Wade Report says, following Anton's principles, I hit 170,000 YouTube subscribers, and I'm growing the Wade Report daily, the best financial year of my life, while balancing corporate business and simply working hard. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that, bro. They don't want to hear it. Coach Chris is in the building. Shout out to my dog, Coach Chris. Wesley Turner says, AD, have you found a way to short cities? Nah, not yet. I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it. Chad for Moore says, AD, we're happy with the 4 hours. We want 5 hours now. I don't know about that, bro. Patrick 5 says, I laugh at people that cry about minimum wage money. It's too easy to come by. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. You're welcome, Stoneacious Stone. Hard out there for a pimp page. Let me look at the numbers. What's the numbers on the poll? See what y'all talking about out in these streets. It's the numbers on the poll. I gotta end the poll. All right, I got it. Let's see what the people's perspective is. Oh, it was almost 50%. 52% said live like a rock star. 48% says take a sabbatical. Yeah. I knew y'all was going to come through for your dog. I knew it. I knew that y'all was going to deliver like I said that y'all would. And y'all didn't disappoint. So what we're going to do, because the chat is the ones that control my life, what we're going to do is we're going to go full throttle. Full throttle. Full throttle. We going all the way. Balls to the wall. Yes, we are.
I'm glad to see that the Fed was making progress over the last few years, but the balance sheet is still not down to pre-COVID levels. Actually, the balance sheet is rising again and now stands at around 6%.
They having a meeting about the interest rates, inflation and the interest rates, the new Fed chair. So we'll come back to that later. We got you. We'll cover that tomorrow as far as that whole conversation. Let me see what we got going on. Oh, we got to recover a story. We got to cover a story that we covered yesterday. All right. So remember when we were talking about what was happening in East St. Louis, and I looked in the comments and all y'all was saying, Anton, East St. Louis is actually in Illinois. I influenced the whole segment, whole vote with the segment. I know, Desiree. That's why I gave the speech, because I needed y'all to see it. That's the power of being able to meet with the people. If you just ask them and you say, hey, listen, what do you think? Should I just roll with this particular lifestyle? You can't do that. You got to actually give them you got to tell them the reason why you want to do it. And so this is why people have debates. This is why people go out and vote. I have to tell them what I see for us as a group. Oh, I want to see y'all inside of at the meetup on the 25th. Join the Patreon. Let me know you coming to the meetup, and then we're going to go from there. All right? All right. So yesterday we did this story where over in East St. Louis, which obviously is in Illinois, right? I haven't been to East St. Louis. In East St. Louis, there was a family of 5 or 5 members of a family that got killed. And I convinced you, Desiree, and a family of 5 that got killed. And apparently the people that killed was a younger couple that was a part of the family. Well, there was a survivor. And the survivor apparently is giving more insight into what happened. So I wanted to revisit this story. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
2 teenagers are charged with killing 5 members of an East St. Louis family. One will be tried as an adult, and tonight the husband of a survivor speaks about the family shattered by gunfire. The 16-year-old boy is accused of killing the family of his teen girlfriend. Among the charges today, the dismemberment of a body. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. The second suspect, a 15-year-old girl, is also looking at first-degree murder charges in the execution of 5 family members and shooting of 2 others. 5 News Side's Melanie Johnson is live at the St. Clair County Courthouse in Belleville.
Yeah, 7 shot and 5 killed, including a 74-year-old grandmother who was a matriarch of her family. For the first time, the family is revealing the motive of this shooting, saying that these 2 teenagers wanted to be together no matter the cost.
There was a list on Instagram that her and the boyfriend made. So we were aware, we just didn't know when.
Almost killed by their own family. Lemarian Smiley tells me from the hospital where he is visiting his loved ones who made it out alive.
They took them to Jones Park and they fired off in the vehicle, hitting my wife 4 times, killing Quentin and Shania Thompson, and shooting my auntie in the face.
On Tuesday, prosecutors charging 16-year-old Jameer Davis with 12 felonies, including the attempted murder of his girlfriend's mother and cousin, Tiffany Thompson and Santasha Scott.
She stood over my wife trying to kill her, but they had no more bullets.
The 2 shot in Jones Park along with the 15-year-old suspect's brother and sister, 21-year-old Quentin and 25-year-old Shania Thompson, both executed in the East St. Louis Park Sunday.
It's all because y'all wanted to be together. So they wanted to eliminate everybody that had a problem with the situation.
3 more family members killed on this crime spree across 2 more locations on 39th and Summit and in the Samuel Gompers homes. The teen's 74-year-old grandmother, Aunt Cherie, and cousin 20-year-old Devin May all shot and killed. The family says the gun used in the shootings was stolen from the 15-year-old's mother before the shooting.
Her daughter took the keys from her purse, unlocked the lockbox, and took the firearm. The police were notified as soon as they found out that the firearm was taken.
Charges of using the stolen weapon also filed in court, along with dismembering a human body, after investigators say the grandmother's thumb was cut off.
Mental health is a serious thing, and this is crazy.
Now, prosecutors are recommending that 15-year-old girl be tried as an adult. We do know tonight that the state of Illinois, they are aware of this case. Several lawmakers and politicians are working to cover these families' expenses for the funeral under the Crimes Victims Act.
Yo! Hold on.
Along with the 15-year-old suspect's brother and sister, 21-year-old Quentin and 25-year-old Shania Thompson, both executed in the East St. Louis Park Sunday.
It's all because y'all wanted to be together. So they wanted to eliminate everybody that had a problem with the situation.
3 more family members killed on this crime spree across 2 more locations on 39th and Summit and in the Samuel Gompers homes. The teen's 74-year-old grandmother, Aunt Cherie, and cousin 20-year-old Devin May all shot and killed. The family says the gun used in the shootings was stolen from the 15-year-old's mother before the shooting.
Her daughter took the keys from her purse, unlocked the lockbox, and took the firearm. The police were notified as soon as they found out that the firearm was taken.
Charges of using the stolen weapon also filed in court, along with dismembering a human body, after investigators say the grandmother's thumb was cut off.
That's insane. Yo! What in the world is going on? What are y'all? All right. Initial shock, wear off. Let's figure this out, y'all. Let's really figure this out. So my first question is, did anybody see this coming? And obviously they had to see it coming if they told them that they shouldn't be together, because People go crazy. Now, I went crazy over the box when I was much, much younger, but not to the point to where I wanted to take somebody out. Most young people get to the point to where they be like, oh man, I want to run away from home, or they want to do something like that. Young people, let's keep it 100. Young people do dumb stuff at dumb ages, and they need to be protected from themselves. Right? So if you ever get into a situation where your young kid, thank God I never experienced that as far as with my daughter. But if you ever get into a situation where a young kid is going crazy, it's probably going to be one of the most tumultuous times of their life, right? Because they don't know what they don't know yet, and they willing to risk it all for that person. Now, this is beyond that. This is beyond that. You going and getting the keys to get the lockbox and taking this is all premeditated. You went and got the keys, you took them out to the park, and you killed everybody? Everybody? Now, we need to see their picture. We need to see their picture. I don't know what law that they're using to prevent us from being able to see the pictures, and they say, oh, it's because they're minors. No, they killers. They killers. And miss me with this mental health BS. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear about it. I hate that whole phrase. I think that's another overused, oversaturated, over-manipulated term that's being used to justify people doing stuff that it's not right. I don't even know grown people that care that much about each other to where they willing to put their lives on the line or they willing to kill somebody. I don't know grown people. I don't know grown folks that's that deep into the mill. What could possibly force you or put you in a position where you want to cut off somebody's thumb? I think that people that kill people are insane. People that kill people and stick around and do stuff to the body are demonic. Don't care what age you are. I don't think it's no coming back from that. If you are ever in a position to where you cut off grandmama's thumbs, take them out. And we need to go ahead and we don't need to spend 3 hots in a cot for the rest of their life. I think that we just need to go ahead and put a wrap on that one. We know what it means. I don't have to say it out loud. It's not necessary. There are certain people that exist in our culture and in our society that walk around every day, and we think that everybody can be rehabilitated. No, they can't be rehabilitated. They Leonardo DiCaprio on Shutter Island. There are some people that cannot be rehabilitated in our culture and society. And we need to be able to identify them by the crimes. We know them when they coming up. You know that your kid ain't right. I can see that your kid ain't right. Y'all ever went to school with people and you be thinking to yourself, and then they keep on trying to force us to play with the kids, force us when we was kids to play with the other kids that's crazy. Oh no, they're regular. No, they not. No, they not that. They're him. Something wrong with him. He different. Kids can see it. Kids can see when other kids got something else going on with them and that they not right. Oh man, no, listen. Something else is going on at home. Something else is going on in his life. He needs different. Him different. And they just be sitting there. Kids can spot the serial killers before they grow up and become serial killers. Mama, he don't like cats the way that everybody else like cats. What does he do? For some reason, the cats don't like him. The animals can smell it on him. And when he get a hold of one of the animals, he always doing weird stuff to him, choking them, putting his hand up their butt or something dumb. It's like, hey, man, that's not, hey, get your hand out of the animal's butt. You can spot them when they're young. They do all kind of crazy stuff. We can see it. We can see it. And you trying to act like he normal. Oh, he just autistic. No, everybody not autistic. Some of them is crazy. Oh my God. He just for whatever reason he's attracted to animal butts. What do you mean he's attracted to animal butts? I don't understand. What do you mean? How was that even a thing? They knew that these two kids was base heads and is crazy before they started being base heads. No, that's what they do. They do all kind of weird stuff. You know it. We've worked with these type of people before that's trying to keep it together, and so they just trying to do a regular job. I seen a video the other day of a guy that asked the guy that was at his job, I think that was at Home Depot. He said, "Hey man," it was like a customer or something like that. He said, "Hey, how do you get rid of a body?" And he just started talking about it. Oh well, we're gonna feed them to the hogs. If you don't, the hogs eat everything except for the teeth and the hip bone. He never looked up. He just was talking. He was speaking to it. He never even blinked. Hey man, how do you get rid of a body? Well, you can just hogs eat everything. Just put them in the hogs. They'll never find them again. Or you can put them in a tub of acid. We see people at our jobs that just don't know how to be a regular human being. Real talk. Where did I see that on? I need to not type this in because it's gonna mess up my algorithm. And I don't want the FBI looking.
Not doing that.
I don't want the FBI coming to me talking about why did you type in your search how to get rid of a bot. Nope, because then they're gonna try to put that on me. They're gonna try to pin it on me. Hey, and if you looked at his search history, it said, "How do you get rid of a body?" No, not over here, Freaky Jason. Nope. But this is crazy. This is insane. Prayers up for the family. Prayers up for the family. I'm praying for them, praying for everybody that's in the family. Nobody deserves to die like this. This is insane. It's not even any rhyme or reason that goes along with this. It's crazy. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Nah, FBI ain't about to be on my radar. Hey, why did you put in? Already got, listen. You know why black people or certain people are not interested in being on the radar? It's not that we did anything wrong. It's that we don't want you to see the other stuff that we did that may not be logical. Most people, it ain't that they worried about what you catching them for. It's about the other stuff that they got going on that you don't want to. Hey man, why was you speeding? Hey, just give me the ticket. You know what, officer? I was speeding because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, and I take responsibility for what's going on, and I would like to have my ticket. Then the officer be looking at you crazy. You want this ticket too bad. What you got going on in there? Hey, man, hold on, dog. Listen, I said, give me my ticket and let's keep it moving. Are you Anton from AntonDaniels.com? Yeah, listen, let's take a picture. Flick it up. Who was that in your car? Who was that? You got a girl in your car? Hey, man, give me my ticket, bro. Hey, man, give me my ticket. What you doing? What you got going on there? Who you got in your car, bro? Man, if you don't give me my ticket, I don't want to talk about that. I take responsibility for what I did. I would like to have a ticket. It's not that they scared of the ticket. They not scared of the ticket. They scared of what you gonna. Nigga, you gotta. Hey man, turn your body camera off. I want my ticket. Who you got in the car? Ma'am. License and registration. Hey, man, what you doing? Then niggas start trying to pull the body camera. They want to see who was in your car with you. Making a spectacle of things. That's why a lot of people, they're not worried about the thing that they got pulled over for. They're worried about what happens after that. That's what happened to Chris Brown. That's what happened to Chris Brown. Chris Brown was so worried when that housekeeper got attacked by the dog. It's like, shoot. Got to get out of there. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Mr. Lott said, in basketball terms, I'd rather be Russell Westbrook than Ben Simmons. Facts. I don't care if I miss, but I'm going to shoot every time. Shoot every time we shooting our shot. Outcast on the break. Fat. Oh, you got it. I'm with that. Shout out to Outcast on the break. I'm with it, Vito Royale. Outcast on the break. Shout out to Mr. Lott. Brick Squad G says, at least you got on the Mario and not the Luigi hat. I like that. Rockstar lifestyle might not make it. Party, party, party. What? Dang, I forgot the lyrics to that song. Rockstar lifestyle might not make it. That's why people like the old Gucci Mane. They don't like the new Gucci Mane. Me Verde says, Anton about to become Dr. Anton, like Dr. Burry, and invent CDOs and MBS municipality bond-backed securities, like Dr. Burry and The Big Short, on cities and start shorting them. I think that we should start shorting cities. I think that's my personal opinion. Chris Cunningham says, ain't no boxer peen worth it, just get more. Facts. Crashing out over a chick. Linty says, thanks, Anton, for Stock Club. I opened my first brokerage account, waiting for the funds to go through so I can start DCA. Let me give a round of applause to all of the bad chasers. Let me give a round of applause for all of the bag chasers. Yellowstone. We gonna have an Outcast interlude today. Yellowstone, there was a bison attack. Y'all know that people have already started selling shirts of this?
Now to the frightening scene at Yellowstone National Park. A grandfather out on a walk with his grandson was attacked by a charging bison and thrown at least 8 feet into the air. He was injured but is expected to be okay. ABC's Melissa Dunn has the latest.
Oh, that's a monster.
Tonight, these are the heart-stopping moments. A grandfather was attacked by a bison at Yellowstone National Park. The dramatic video posted online by a professional photographer shows a bison, which can weigh more than 1,500 pounds, charging after the 65-year-old, flipping him into the air. You see the man and his grandchild stop to take photos of the bison.
White people are so adventurous. Now, there's another part of that story. Remember when I was telling y'all and I said, listen, you know, it's not for everybody. Some people got to take risks and all of that type of stuff. It's another side to that story. The other side to that story is you may get attacked by a bison. All right. Sometimes you take risks. Sometimes you travel. There is no guarantee that you're going to make it out of it alive or without getting injured. This is why I always preface when people ask me and they say, Anton, you know, remember when I was just giving y'all a scenario and I said, you know, you tell a girl, hey, I can't promise you that it's going to be, that you're not going to cry. This may be a cry type of scenario. Man, but you can look back on it and you can say, yo, remember that bison came after us and they knocked you into the air? You lived, didn't you? You lived, didn't you? You know what his problem was? All right, it's a lot of things wrong with this situation. The first problem that he has is he stuck around too long. Okay, listen, you got your your pictures. Because for whatever reason, the grandson made it out. The grandson was not injured. The grandson wasn't even in the picture to get injured in the first place, right? So for whatever reason, you made a strategic decision. Now, the only thing that I could say that you probably did super wrong or that he may have done right is that he may have drawn the bison away. He may have drawn the bison away so that the grandchild would be able to make it. Now, I will also tell you this. Oh, man, I will also tell you this. I have never been to Yellowstone, okay? I've never been to Yellowstone before. And the reason that I have never been to Yellowstone before is for similar reasons like this. When y'all go out, right, and I believe in taking risks to explore life so that you can get a better perspective and then you can draw from that to be successful. There's another side of this, though, okay? The other side of this is you don't want to take risks that don't have an equal reward, right? When people travel and they go to Mount Everest and stuff like that, I don't understand it. And the reason that I don't understand it is like it's cold, it's messed up, but there's no money up there. There's no holes up there. There's nothing that you can do up there except for suffer. So what I don't understand when people do a lot of this stuff is I don't understand why people don't have an equal amount of reward that comes along with whatever the risk is. The risk has to be just as great as the reward. You can't go into this and you can't just have all risk. That's the part that I'm not understanding. That is the part that is weird to me. But Grandpa, I think he overestimated his ability to reason. And before we hear his perspective, the surviving member, before we hear his perspective, the other part that I'm confused about is why didn't he just keep going around a tree? Have y'all ever played tag or y'all ever played, a game to where you're about to get caught, you probably can't outrun the person, or maybe even your girl got mad at you or your wife got mad at you and she starts to come at you. And all you got to do is go run around the table, right? Take your socks off so that you don't slide. And if you're around the island and they come and they go left, you go right. If they go right, you go left. And so you run around the table and they can never get you. And so you could just hope that they tire out. One of the things that it seems like he also did wrong, is he didn't keep going around the right tree. He tried to outrun the bison. You can't outrun the bison. You just got to keep on circling the tree until you figure out a better plan. Facts. If you can't run, don't get into positions that you can't get away from. Everybody that has ever played tag, been in an uncomfortable situation or any of that type of stuff knows this is rule number one. You do whatever you have to do to buy time until you can figure out what the plan is, what the exit plan. You can start to pay attention to your surroundings. You can start looking at the weapons that you can grab. You're basically playing and figuring out what your next plan of attack is. Always. If you've ever been chased around a table, if you've ever been chased around an island, if you've ever been chased by a dog, everybody knows all you got to do is get in a position to where you can buy yourself some time and you can figure out what's going on. But apparently, Granddad, and this is why you need people that are mindful, look at him, taking pictures, Bison. Who's the person that's taking a video that's on the other side of it? That's what I want to know. How are y'all able? Why is the person that's taking the picture of the grandfather getting mauled able to get away from the bison? Why is the grandchild able to get away from the bison? Why is he not able to get away?
Seconds later, the massive mammal then charges, chasing the family around trees before the man is thrown multiple feet into the air, seriously injuring him.
Bison! Look out, bison!
Another video shows the bison running past tents at a camp.
Remember when I told y'all yesterday? Remember when I told y'all yesterday and I said, whenever something happens, and some of y'all tried to make it disagree with me, so no, Anton, it's not race specific. Yes, it is. Whenever something happens where a white person dies versus a black person dies, white person get injured versus a black person get injured, white person ends up in the hospital, black person ends up in the hospital. There are certain scenarios where we know who did what, when, where, why, and how. Because when this story first broke, and I was reading about it, because you know how Apple News sends you a notification? When I was reading about it, before I got to the picture, I knew that it wasn't a black person. Y'all sound crazy. Y'all facts are crazy. ADs, bison eyes are side mounted. They can't. I don't know why that's so funny. Why is that so funny? Oh! Oh, I don't know why that's so funny. What does that mean that they're side mounted? Oh, God, this is the dumbest story that I've seen. So that means that you just got to stay behind them. You just got to stay behind them. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Lord, help me to get through this segment. Oh, I love doing this show. This is the most fun show ever. Yo. I already knew. This is why profiling works. Y'all see all of these tents? Look. They don't stop ramming you until you stop moving too. What does that mean? What does that even mean? They don't stop ramming you until you stop moving too? What does that mean? How is that true? That's not true. That don't even sound like it's something that said true. No, that's not true. It means they can't see the same thing out of both of their eyes, like a hammerhead shark. Oh, imagine having to look at somebody like this. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Yo, how do you get caught by a bison? Of all the things that you could possibly die from. if God puts you on the earth and, and you become a grandfather, you dodged war, World War II, you dodged women, family court laws, probably all kind of stuff, and you die from a bison is crazy, man. Listen, of all of the things that you can go out on, going out by bison is wild. Oh, I don't know why that is so funny. Look at all of their tents. Look at how stupid. Look at these people. These people don't have no survival instincts. They got the igloo. Y'all camping around bison? Man, what is wrong with you? And of course they're gonna have Subarus. Look at all of the Subies. Oh man, you can't make this up. Look how dumb white people are. Oh, my white compadres, y'all are so smart when it comes to stealing all of the resources and becoming politicians so you can get rich, but you don't know how to dodge a bison? What is wrong with you? How do white people survive? Bro, y'all have the survival instincts of a snail. Why are white people so funny like this? Y'all camping in Yellowstone Park. Don't you know that when when the big one comes, it's starting in Yellowstone. Yellowstone is going to erupt, and you're going to be the first ones dead. You have no, I don't know what's wrong with white people. I don't get it. White people, y'all different. I love y'all. Y'all are the funniest people on earth, but y'all are different. Why are you camping in Subarus and Yellowstone Park? Look at all of them Subarus. Everybody got a Subaru. You get a Subaru. You get a Subaru. You get a Subaru. And then they progress. Look, small Subi, middle Subi, big Subi. Everybody got a Subaru. Bro, we got a profile. Don't ever sit here and tell me that profiling is not real. Don't ever sit here and tell me that profiling don't work. Of course you're going to be camping in a Subaru with a bison trailing you. And they just looking, oh, wow, that's crazy. Everybody got a Subi. This is so dumb. This is... Oh, man. If you die from a snake bite, you different. If you die by bison, you're different. If a bear mauls you, you're different. What is wrong with y'all? Oh, look at this Subaru Oasis. This is so dumb.
Another video shows the bison running past tents at
Look
a
at 'em.
campsite
What
before
are they
the
doing?
incident.
Look at
The grandfather.
this. Look at this. You see a bison going crazy. You put your head down. Look at the person look at them. Oh my God.
Before the incident. The grandfather is lucky to be alive. Millions of people visit.
I'm so thankful for white people. You know why I'm so thankful for white people? Because without you guys, we wouldn't get all of the great footage that we see over Antarctica. We wouldn't have ice road truckers, right? Without white people, we would not get this great footage that we see on social media on a regular basis of all of the worst things that happen to people. We wouldn't get people falling in volcanoes and get the actual footage of it. White people, y'all are great. You guys really put your life on the line to give us things that we didn't even need. We didn't even know that we needed. We didn't know that we needed this good laugh. Man, y'all are the greatest. And you know what the best thing about my great white snow bunnies and snow hares, you know what's so awesome about you guys? Is that you guys keep the camera steady. We have a problem in the black community of always looking and looking outside of the camera. Y'all look through the camera and you keep the footage on Gramps. Gramps is getting mauled. Let's not help him. Let's keep on keeping the camera phone on him so that we can get all of the footage so we can sue Yellowstone.
Yellowstone every year to see the park's famous wildlife. Unfortunately, this is not the first time we've seen bison.
Look, every last one of them. You're not going to see a black person getting mauled out there.
Charging tourists.
As for that 65-year-old, he was hospitalized and is recovering from his injuries. Yellowstone National Park warns people to keep at least 25 yards away from bison at all times. And if too close, you are warned to retreat immediately. Lindsay.
So glad to hear he'll be okay, Melissa. Thank you.
I always say the same thing. I'm so glad that he'll be okay. I'm so glad that he's going to make it.
Look out, bison! Look out!
For the first time overnight, Carl McDaniel is opening up about his now viral face-to-face encounter with a raging bison last Friday at Montana's Yellowstone National Park.
Nigga, you see him mauling a tree and you just standing there?
National Park. The 65-year-old grandfather now recovering from a broken femur after the massive animal chased him around a camp before tossing him high into the air. McDaniel telling CNN, "We were about 100 yards away, and the bison was not aggressive, so they snapped a few..."
Nigga, he not aggressive until he get aggressive. What are you talking about? And we were 100 yards away, and he wasn't aggressive. No, until he turned aggressive. What are you talking about? That's like when people tell me, oh, no, man, my dog is friendly to humans. He don't bite. No, until he bite. What are you talking about? He's not aggressive. It's a bison.
Photos and continued
They got
walking.
horns on their head.
Photographer Mike McLeod filmed the wild encounter.
They were doing everything right. They were respectful, and once the bison showed any agitation, they left.
This is why I'm not going. You don't have to ever, of all of the different things. Kimberly, that's on the room now. She said, "Yes, Anton." I think that was her. Yeah, I want to go all over, and I want to go, on an African safari wild trip. And you do know that they sitting there with lions and they're helpless. Elephants come up and they just look at you and test you to see if they can smell fear. A giraffe's butt is higher than the actual car that you're riding in, and it can kick you to death. What do you mean? You're doing everything that you're supposed to do. Our misunderstanding of life is to think that we know more about what animals think than they think. And I'm sure they be looking at us like, look at these fools. I can't wait to ram him in the back of his head. Did y'all know that dolphins know how to get high? Did y'all know that dolphins can actually, they don't go to kill puffer fish, that they grab the puffer fish and then they float up to the top and they do like this, they get high? Did y'all know that dolphins purposely get high? I just learned this last night. I was looking at a dolphin documentary, and dolphins grab puffer fish and they hold on to them and then they pass it over to their friend, and they don't kill the puffer fish because the puffer fish releases a toxin that makes them high. And then dolphins float up to the surface like this. Did y'all know that? I learned that yesterday. That's what I watch in my spare time. Yes, and they can rape you. They can take your virginity. And you telling me that I'm supposed to trust this thing? They did everything that they're supposed to do. They stayed at least 25 feet away. No, leave a wild animal, unless we making bison burgers. What we talking about? Y'all ever seen a cow get hit by, be on the train tracks? They're stupid. So how can I predict them? Y'all ever seen a cow? There's a thing. Big trains have this thing. It's like they call it a cow catcher. That got the survival instincts of a burger. And when the train is coming down and then people be like, burr, burr, and it's standing right there on the track. And then they try to move at the last minute and then it turned into a burger. It turned into a burger. Somebody said, what did I walk into? Don't get here at the wrong time. You might be like, what is they talking about?
And they were just at the wrong time in the wrong place.
McDaniel says around that time, a truck drove by, and the driver honked his horn in what he believes was an apparent attempt to get the bison to move. And it worked. The sound agitated the bison.
The kid was a smart one because I see the kid in the background. The kid just stayed hidden. You see the kid? The kid is in the greenish blue, the same kid that was taking the original picture. See the kid in the jersey? Now watch this. The kid, you see him in the back by the truck? So now, here's the thing. Survival instincts 101. This is the thing that white people can't teach you, but black people know all too well. I don't have to be the fastest. I just have to be smarter and faster than you. The kid figured it out and knew immediately, listen, I don't have to be the wildest. I don't have to make the most noise. I just have to be grandpa. If I could be grandpa and I could hide more effectively, or I can get around this tree, or if the bison see you first, or if I can draw attention to you, or if you jump first and then the bison see you through one of his side eyes, I don't have to be the fastest. All I got to do is be faster than you. When lions kill, I watch a lot of documentaries. When lions kill, they don't go after the fastest zebra. They go after the zebra that just got born, or the zebra that's giving birth. They wait till the zebra get birth, and then the zebra fart out a little zebra. They go get the little zebra, and then they try to get the big zebra. They can't get the big zebra, they get the little zebra. It's the injured one that usually gets caught. It's the injured one. It's never the fastest. It's never any of that. Right? So I don't have to be the fastest. I just have to make sure that he goes after you instead of going after me. They don't kill the most robust, fastest, strongest, the one that has the biggest muscles. They don't go after that. They look for the most injured one and they say, I'm going after that one. It's real talk.
To move. And it worked. The sound agitated the bison, and it began running toward them. McDaniel telling CNN there was not a lot of time. So I told my grandson to run in one direction, and I went the other to try and draw him away.
See? Told you. Carl McDaniel. I already knew it. Carl, not Carl Winslow, Carl McDaniel.
After chasing the pair around a wooded area, the hulking animal eventually caught up to McDaniel and sent him flying.
And he's like,
McDaniel says he was on the ground.
He was running in slow motion. Look how slow he is. He couldn't even bend the tree. Listen, he didn't have his traction control. He didn't have traction control on. If he'd have had traction control on, instead, he went wide. When he ran around the tree, he ran wide. He was supposed to grab the tree and swing himself around. But no, he went wide and he gave himself an opening. And that's how the bison got him.
Daniel and sent him flying. McDaniel says he was on the ground and unable to move when something remarkable happened. He was right on top of me. He could have stomped on me. He could have gored me. He could have done almost anything to take my life, and he did not do so. That's when the photographer says he immediately stopped filming and ran to help, yelling at the bison along with other Good Samaritans to scare it off.
Because I could see that bison was standing over him and was pumping his head, very aggressive and agitated, and I knew that.
That's why you gotta be smooth. You gotta cut your head. You gotta make yourself super agile so that you can go faster in the water and in the wind, right? Y'all ever seen the cars where they do the airflow and stuff like that? If you shave your head, take your hat off, and you shave your body and you don't got no body hair, you'll be faster. You'll be faster in the water. You'll be faster in real life.
Somebody had to distract that thing.
McDaniel, who had surgery on Sunday, says he's grateful for all the people who helped and thankful it was not much worse.
Wide and got killed.
I mean, what a story. And so what does his recovery look like now?
Don't matter. Don't matter. Don't even matter. People don't have no survival skills whatsoever. I mean, I'll get to the super chats in a second. I want to get to this other story, something a little bit more serious that I'm seeing play out as far as this Iran war. And then we'll read super chats and then we'll give you the musical selection for the day. We'll do an A and B selection. Hallelujah. Today we have an A and B selection. And for both selections, I'm Judge Joe Brown. For both selections, we're going to go with Outkast. We're going to go with Outkast on both A and B selections.
Breaking news now as the President of the United States is about to greet the Prime Minister of Iraq, Ali al-Zaid. They're at the West Wing right now, and they will meet. And you can imagine what will be front and center of the war with Iran. And remember, our military bases during the time of this war against Iran have been hit by Iranian proxies. So Iraq full center. You see the Prime Minister and the President there. Let's take a quick listen.
Love Iraq. Do you think a peace deal with Iran? Well represented. This man just won a big election. They are very well represented. I can tell you that. Thank you very much. How about the Kurdish region, sir?
That's why I always pause there, because this president...
They haven't figured out how to get smaller cameras. Why do they got these big cameras? We've been able to simplify and create way better cameras nowadays, and y'all still running around with them studio cameras with a Netflix Red camera? Go get you something a little more handheld that you can move a little bit effectively.
Often will take a question or two shouted by reporters. And what he said there was critical. He said, just won a big election. He's talking about Ali al-Zaid, the new prime minister of Iraq, and saying, you know, this is a person that he is excited to meet with. I'm paraphrasing him a bit. But I outlined very briefly some of the things that are important for those two men to hit. And so the president with a warm welcome for this prime minister. And to talk more about this, because I really want to focus on this, as we are now inside about 5 hours from getting more kinetic, particularly in the Strait of Hormuz and the war against Iran. So officially in a ceasefire, not feeling very ceasefire right now, but this is a really important meeting to be having. We have to protect our military bases inside of Iraq, and we need that airspace to potentially do that. There's a whole lot on the line. I'm welcomed now by the member of the Senate Finance and Homeland Security Committees, two critical ones. He's also the Abraham Accords Caucus co-chairman and Senate Republican Conference vice chair. Great to have Senator Lankford with me right now. First of all, welcome to the program, and your first top-line thoughts about this meeting that's taking place.
Yeah, incredibly important to be able to maintain the relationships between the prime minister there, which was a long process actually to have a new prime minister in Iraq. Many people may not know that. Last year I was in Iraq, I was in Baghdad, met with the previous prime minister, met with some of the leadership there, and then also in Erbil in northern Iraq in the Kurdish areas. Those areas are very, very important to American security, quite frankly. We have all seen what has happened in the past in that region. We have a lot of blood and treasure that has been shed there, so it's important to America that is maintained. And if we're going to maintain pressure on Iran, we've got to be able to make sure that we're able to launch and to be able to move from that area. So maintaining a relationship with the United States and with the leadership of Iraq is important in the days ahead. And so it's really good for the president to be able to meet with him face-to-face, and for the new prime minister to come to Washington to be able to personally meet with President Trump. I think it's significant.
Senator Lankford, I had looked up right before the show today.
That's until we oust him, right? Because in about 16 to 20 years, 25 years, we might actually designate him as a person that's holding weapons of mass destruction. And the same person that we put into power, we may oust him later. So we need him to play ball right now. Right now is necessary for you to play your role, play your position, do what you're supposed to do, and then we'll make your family rich, but we're going to take it back later, all right? Because we got to make sure we got to make sure that we get it right. And so listen, play your role, play your position, do what you're supposed to do, And we're definitely going to address you accordingly. And we're going to oust you and we're going to turn you into a terrorist. And we're going to have to reset the region if you feel like you're getting too antsy. If you're not executing on what we think makes the most sense as an agenda, all right, this is how it works. It's how it works. It doesn't matter. Democrat, Republican, we all in agreement. We all in agreement on this. We know how this works. We're going to put you in. We're going to have, in about 20 to 30 years, a new generation of voters that don't even know the history of how you got there in the first place. We're going to oust you, and we're going to install somebody new that more or less aligns with the new America 3.0 agenda that we have to put in place. Okay? All right, Pumpkin. As long as you know, you get a 30-year run, no more. If you want to stay in power longer than 30 years, then oopsies. Playing oopsies with prime ministers. All right? Just making sure that you understand what's going on.
Just a few times, and we know over the years, Iran has tried to kill and has successfully killed many Americans in that region.
What part did I say that was untrue?
Particularly hitting our military bases. But from almost the start, as the war began against Iran, Iran launched missile and drone attacks against U.S. military installations in the Gulf region, including facilities.
And then, hold on, wait, because I know a lot of y'all are saying, see, listen. This is the game, baby. There's things that happens behind the scenes that allow for us to be able to have the freedoms that we have. Now, if you want to go out there and you want to live a regular life, if you want to go out there and you want to have turbulence with the American dollar, if you want to go to other countries and not be able to spin and be a passport, bro, if you want to live life like the rest of the world, then go and advocate and go and do something that's on the other side of the fence. If you want to have what we have for you in this good old America, United States of America, where you can pretend like some small stupid issue about the sewer system in your city is the big problem. If you want to live a privileged life where you can complain about something that's not really meaningful from a worldview perspective, then this is the way it go, baby. Just because you bury your head in the sand and act like you don't understand what's going on doesn't make it any less true. All right? And this has been happening since the beginning of time. Stability, instability, destabilizing, it all works. It all works out for the good of those that serve America. All right? Let's continue.
By American forces. So that has been a kind of a critical point of them being able to see if they can poke the bear.
Yeah, you want
and
some
kill a few
you don't want to have
Americans.
AC?
Your thoughts on who we're fighting right now? And we now have had more days of a ceasefire than actual war, but it doesn't feel very ceasefire-y.
No, it doesn't. So Iran's been attacking the United States for 47 years. And when we were fighting a war against Iraq in particular, Iranian forces were actually coming across, teaching some of the
You know, Iraq is our new ally.
The militants there, how to be able to attack Americans, facilitating them with improvised explosive devices. We had hundreds of Americans that died based on Iranians that were coming into Iraq to be able to specifically work to be able to kill Americans. When I was in Baghdad last year, there's an...
Listen, this is no different than the very relationships that y'all in right now, that the jobs that y'all in right now. Remember when you first got into the job that you was working with and you were so happy and you said, oh my God, I can't. I love it. Right? Some years later, that same job, you're going to try to sue them and you're going to say, it's racial indiscrimination. You was happy. You made a lot of money, but now you got to go because you got to make way for a new generation of worker that can come in and do your job at half the price. The relationships that you in, right? The very woman that you said, oh my God, and they threw the flowers and you gave her a ring and you got on one knee and you said, would you marry me? I love you. I don't want to live my life without you. And that's the very one that's going to be like, story time. I was in a relationship with a narcissistic man for the last 20 years, and I didn't even know it, but he showed himself. He showed his ass when I got me a male best friend. The same thing that you love is the same thing that's going to kill you. All right? That's life. It's the circle of life, right? Whales run around and they eat a whole lot of fish so that they can die and all of the fish can eat them. It's a circle of life, baby. It's only a matter of time. That's why you got to get rich and you got to capitalize and you got to live it up to the fullest because eventually they're going to turn on you, right? Everybody hated Jay-Z. Now they love him after the last 3 shows, but they loved him before those 3 shows. But then they villainized him because Puffy got in trouble. And then they said that they didn't like him because of Target, and now everybody loves Jay-Z again. Everybody turned against Drake, and then they turned against Kendrick, and then they turned against Drake, and then they love Drake. Now they don't like Kendrick until Kendrick drops, and then they're going to say, I don't really care for Drake anymore. I can't believe it. And then they're going to say, why was we listening to Kendrick in the first place? And then it's going to be cyclical. The same thing that love you is eventually going to be the thing that takes you out. It's the way of life. We've just learned how to implement it in politics and relationships, the whole 9 yards. That's why you got to enjoy the ride, baby. You got to enjoy the ride. Y'all so busy trying to manipulate the ride to ensure that you're not the one to get caught up. Eventually, they're going to all, the same people that love it happened to me. Oh my God, AD, I love you. You're rocking with Kevin Samuels. And then the exact same people that was celebrating me was the ones that eventually made videos about you. And that's the way of life. It's the way that it go, baby. But see, me, I was just like, okay, well, let's figure out how to make some more money and capitalize off of all of the visibility. It's a circle of life. It's a circle of life. Eventually, they're going to love you. They hate you. And if you're really good, they'll learn to love you again until you ride off in the sunset. Then they'll create a narrative about you about how you got famous because you sold your soul to the devil and you was a part of a Mason or something, right? Circle of life, baby. Get with it or get rolled over.
Enormous picture of Soleimani, who we took out in Iraq. That is an Iranian general that was the key person that was focused on attacking Americans. His photo is right in front of the presidential palace there in Iraq. So there is a lot of influence between Tehran and between Baghdad, and it's important the United States keeps Baghdad separated from Tehran as much as we possibly can, because those two countries need to stay separated out, and be able to have Iraq actually be just a proxy for Iran is bad for the world, bad for the region, certainly bad for the United States.
Well, and talk to me if you can, and I know it was just a little bit of color and texture that we saw, but warm words from the president. And he always speaks his mind. So if he's not feeling it, we've taken enough of these to know that he's not saying it. But he did today. And it seemed to be, I mean, he recognized his recent election. It seemed to be something that was even beyond trying to just court them to keep them away from Iran. Potentially, what could our relationship yield with Iraq?
Yeah, long term, we could have a good relationship with Iraq. There's a lot of American investment that's flown into that area, the northern area, the Kurdish area. There's a tremendous amount of American investment happening in Erbil. When you get into Baghdad, they've been very open. It's one of the things that I was visiting with them was about American businesses and trying to open up. Obviously, they've got to deal with their Shia militants there and with the localized violence. Yeah. But as they deal with their own government and localized violence there, that allows us to be able to do more business and interaction, not just in that country, but in the entire region. We've got lots of friends in the region, with Israel, with Jordan, with ongoing relationships. Obviously, Turkey's a NATO ally. We have lots of friends in the area there, and so want to be able to continue to maintain those friendships and relationships.
Well, one of the things being reported today is a possibility that the president might come to Capitol Hill, not physically, but at least in terms of the topic of more kinetic power against Iran at this point. And we call that war, but we're already at war with a little bit of a shaky ceasefire, obviously. I had on Matthew Wiz Buckley, decorated F-18 fighter pilot and Top Gun graduate, on the Focus yesterday. And he said this, which is a widening beyond actually in Iran. Let's watch.
Reportedly, there are hundreds of drones down in Cuba. Now, I was based at Naval Air Station Key West, and we have Homestead.
We have Homestead Air Reserve Base. We have CENTCOM down in MacDill. While we're punching overseas, Harris, I want to keep an eye on our southern flank because the Cubans aren't friends of ours either. And you know, China and Russia would love nothing more than to potentially enable them. So we do have hundreds of drones off the coast, 90 miles from Key West, that are a potential threat. So we got to keep two eyes peeled here.
That's why it's important for us to control the countries and become allies and or take over the countries that are directly below us, above us, and all around us, because we don't want, see, we not used to that. We spoiled here in the U.S. We look at stuff from a distance. We look at it on TV. We look at it on social media, and we say, oh, man, I can't believe that we're doing this. But the last thing that you want is for anything, any war in any capacity, to hit U.S. shores. And so this is why you have to support our militaries. This is why you have to support our troops. And this is why you have to control what's going on directly below us in every way, shape, and form. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe for the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right? All right. As promised, we will be having an outcast-ish type of afternoon. We going 2 for 2, an A and B selection. Chris Cunningham says, yo, why he fly like that? I don't know why that Bison story is so funny. Jay Hunter Lee says, F around and find out. Facts. Courtney Egger Show says, Looney Tunes, Tasmanian Devil kicking up dust. Wesley Turner says, I would have did the day on that Future burger like he did Baby D in the Next Friday. He went too wide. He went too wide. He lost traction control. Kelsey Clark says that wasn't just any Bison. That was M. Bison from Street Fighter. I love to use M. Bison. R. Payne says, y'all conquered the world, but you can't dodge a Bison? Space is in the building says, turn your head sideways and look at the camera. Then switch to the other side. That's why they... Curtis Taylor says, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a Bison. Cute Executive Suite MLE says, he looked like the old man from Courage the Cowardly Dog, like he was running on a treadmill. Flip the old man like Flapjack on a Sunday morning. Shout out to my dog, Cutie Executive Suite MLE. ABJ Wise and Strong says that was Howard Bison. J Dubs in the building. What up, J Dubs? Says Grandpa was running in lowercase letter. Somebody interviewed a Bison. ABJ says that was a Howard Bison, you know? Joshua Hardnett in the building says, where's the AI video of Grandpa juking and sniffing the arming Bison? Quasar says Grandpa should have jumped in the truck. Vito Royale in the building says, I blame the suspenders he's wearing, AD. Latrell says his ankles were so bad that he had to start planning his turn 3 blocks in advance. Hoodie Hood says, what up, AD? Did you hear about P. Diddy fighting a murder charge while in prison? Got something to do with Tupac? No, I didn't. I didn't hear anything about it. I would like to think that if anything like that actually happened, it would probably be all up in my timeline and people would be sending me emails every single day, all day long. So I don't believe that to be true at all. I stand on that. Stu said, West Side Connection. You talking about Mac 10 and Dub SC? Jay Hunter Lee says, Brother AD, did you cover Trek's daughter fight? No, I didn't. I didn't. I don't know nothing about it. Rashawn D says, play Prototype. I love Prototype, but we had to go so fresh, so clean. And we had to throw in a little bit of Bun B, UGK, Pimp C. Pimp C. I like Mac 10. Take a picture trick. It might make you rich. All right, y'all. We got to get back into the show. Enough interluding. We're going to get into the more, I don't want to say money side. We can transition into the more of the money side of the show. That's usually what the second half of the show is. The first half of the show is chaos, politics, all of that. Second half of the show usually centers around money a lot more. So let's get to it. Make sure y'all hit a like. Oh, let me read. I read that. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Of course, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Let's rock.
Okay, trending tonight, going out to dinner with your kids can be challenging. We're learning about a restaurant near San Francisco getting a lot of attention for its strict policy about kids. Kevin Coe spoke with the owner about why he did it.
Chez Shui means House of Shui in French. Located in Foster City, run by Yo-Yo Shui and his family.
I see inviting people like you to my restaurant as inviting my guests and into my home. I expect people to treat that with the respect that visiting someone's home would entail.
So imagine your home eating dinner.
There's a child lying there getting changed, getting their diapers changed, right next to another customer who looked mortified.
The sight and smell ruined most appetites that night, but it was just one of several incidents Shui paid the price for. That's why he implemented this new policy, shown on their menu. It asks parents to ensure children remain seated, and any unruly behavior could get the whole table kicked out. Parents are also financially liable for all damage caused by their children. One incident cost a parent $327 for a smashed credit card machine, while another for about $5 after a kid smashed a teacup on the ground.
It's about the principle. I have $5. It's not about that $5 broken teacup. It's about the fact that you came into here not respecting the rules. You let your child play around. They cause some sort of damage. You should be directly responsible. A lot of people very quietly tell me that they support this policy because they don't want to be seen as nosy or disruptive to other parents.
That's not the case for Jacqueline Grubb, who came to the restaurant for the first time after learning about the policy.
So when someone actually stands up and says something like this, it's admirable. And we need more of him throughout the United States being that way. And he can actually cook good food.
For example, this was a Chuck E. Cheese, we wouldn't have the same expectations, but I'm just letting people know, hey, maybe there was a misunderstanding. You can't blame the kids. You really can't blame the kids. Kids are kids. Kids will be loud, kids will cry, it's okay, but it's up to the parents to make the appropriate response.
It may seem bold in an industry where the customer is always right, but at the House of Shui, the hope is to put proper parenting back on the table.
We're speaking on behalf of the customers who cannot say the unspoken, and we're speaking on behalf of restaurants who cannot put forth such a blunt and unpolished message to the public. We're happy to start a conversation. This is clearly we've touched a nerve.
I've heard of some crazy things in restaurants, but changing a baby's diaper in an eatery around others, that
does seem like it draws
crazy.
a line.
Yeah.
I see both sides of it. Like I see, where he's coming from, that you need to be able to, take care of your kids and make sure they're respectful to your property, because that's what it is. It's your property. But at the end of the day, kids are kids.
Kids are kids, but as I said to Topper earlier, kids are going to be kids. They're going to break things, they're going to throw things, they're going to yell, run around. It comes down to the parents. You can't be a passive parent. You have to let.
Well, I have a different perspective than them. And so I'm going to give my perspective now that we've heard everybody say kids are kids. When I was growing up, we were taught and we were conditioned to say, if you embarrass me when we go out, I'm going to embarrass you when we get home and while we out. When we were being raised, Mama said, and I don't care if we was just going over to somebody else's house. Mama said, if you act a fool and embarrass me when you out, I'm going to embarrass you when we get home. Now, when we was at home, we was out of control because we had the autonomy to do what we wanted to do. We was hooping, we was fighting, we was getting into all kind of nonsense. But when we went out with Mama and Daddy, all of the parents would have to say, oh my God, your kids are so well behaved. And somewhere along the line, we lost that. Because we started getting into gentle parenting. We start getting politically correct. We start saying that you couldn't discipline your kids in public. We start doing all of that type of stuff. And so instead of us actually having some level of temperance, we went all the way to the left, right? So now people are yearning. There's an untapped market out there in so many different industries for accountability, responsibility, and adult-like behavior of getting back to the way that things are. And it's almost like an undercurrent. There's an undercurrent of desire. There's a desire for things to go back to the way that it used to be for a lot of people. And I think that in culture and in society today, we kind of warring. We're warring between right and wrong, good and bad, traditionalism versus progressiveness, and there's this clash in everything. And so when you finally get somebody, because a lot of people are scared, and a lot of people are like, wait a minute, I don't want to lose my job, I don't want to get a bad review, because you throw the internet into that cocktail, you throw social media into that cocktail, and you just got one big bomb, right? So you have a lot of restaurant owners, and they're saying, or even chain restaurants, and they're scared to call it out for what it is. They're scared to do the right thing. They're scared to say, hey, listen, you can't do this. Hey, you can't do this. Hey, you can't do that. They're scared because they don't want to get bad reviews or people doxing them or going in and leaving a bunch of negative stuff because people don't feel, or they feel some type of way about it, even if they don't participate in going to your specific restaurant. And so now, when you finally get somebody to break free from the pack and they say, listen, F them kids. If you can't get control of your kids, everybody going to be held accountable and we're going to kick you out of the restaurant. If you can't get control of what's going on, then we're going to have to get you up out of there. Now they're saying F your kids. And that's the way that it should have been the whole time. Because contrary to popular belief, the customer is not always right. As a matter of fact, I think it's the opposite. I think more often than not, the customer is wrong. There are restaurants and there are places, very high end, right? 5-course, 6-course, 7-course meal type restaurants where you don't even get to choose what you eat. You pay an extraordinary amount of money to get the experience that the chef wants to give you. The first time that I ever, had, it was like not a Wagyu, but it was like the highest end steak that you can get, and it comes straight from Japan. I had it down at D Prime in Mississippi, and they had got it in special, right? And I was talking to the server, and he had suggested, and he was like, listen. He said, listen. And before I even could say it, he said, listen, this is how the chef is going to prepare it. This is what the recommendation is. And he kind of was like, between me and you and me, anybody that gets it prepared any differently or requests for it to get prepared any differently is disrespecting the chef. They're disrespecting the chef, right? So if you want to go and get some chicken fingers and fries, then you need to go over here to Chuck E. Cheese. If you want to go and get some pizza, then go to Jets, right? But once you elevate your taste palette, you also have to elevate your mindset, and you have to be open to something other than burgers and chicken fingers. Now, I'm not saying anything is wrong with burgers and chicken fingers, because I love me a good burger. However, when you elevate to a certain level, you don't even get to choose. They prepare it, they put it out there for you, and you get to experience it how the 5-star Michelin chef prepares it for you. Mabel Gray is good. She-Wolf is also great also. Listen, that was my first opportunity to really get it before I went to Japan. So I went to Japan and I actually got it, that too. Kobe, yeah, it was something like that. I went to Japan, yeah, go to In-N-Out Burger. But if you're looking for a highly elevated experience, you got to take it the way that they give you. So now, what adults are tired of, I seen a recent fight on Carnival Cruise. It was a brawl. 17 people got banned at the Carnival Cruise. Once you get past a certain level of just being lit, people want different types of experiences, and they're not always trying to be in the most ghetto part of what you got going on. They don't care about your wokeness. They don't care about your pink hair. They don't care about you doing this and doing that. Let me ask y'all another question, because I've never understood this either, right? Because this has always been a controversial subject, but I've never given my opinion on it because I don't understand what the fascination is of it. How do y'all feel about breastfeeding in public? Just a question. Just a question. How do y'all feel about breastfeeding in public? You chilling there, you sitting out, you slow motion. Maybe you're doing a little bit of shopping at the mall or something like that, and you look over and a chick pull out her nipple and she pull out her titty, and then she put the kid on it and she got her whole titty out right there in front of everybody else. How do y'all feel about that? It's natural. Don't do it. Insane. I'm cool with it. Good question. Not if they fat. Natural. We was born naked. I breastfed everywhere. Nope. Mealtime is supposed to be a grateful, thankful experience. I heard that. The baby got to eat. Don't like it. Weird. Natural. It's cool. They have bathrooms for breastfeeding. It's all good. It's dumb. If the mom covers herself in the baby head, I'm cool with it. Bigger's better. Wink, wink. I ain't mad, but go somewhere else. I'm cool with it. I breastfed, but never in public. Creepy dudes ruin it for mothers. Doesn't bother me. Don't care. Go for it. They got rooms for it nowadays. Nasty. I don't care for as long as it. Nah, this is the realest one that I've seen so far. I don't care, so as long as it's not my chick. You know, honestly, I just think it's different now. And the reason that I think it's different now is because we got more insight into the minds of the crazy people. That's number one. And then number two, because everybody got a camera phone now. So I guess the thing that I'm trying to understand is, how come y'all just can't throw a little cover over yourself, or a little sheet or something over? Or the diaper, you know, the little white baby diaper, and you just put it over your shoulder so that everybody ain't looking at your titty. Why has everybody got to see your titties is what I'm saying. I don't care. I mean, you can put your titties out as much as you want to. It doesn't bother me at all. But what I am trying to understand is, why not just throw a little bit something over it so everybody don't get distracted by how big your titties are? I can care less. Sierra says, it's well within our rights to feed our children whenever, wherever. Out of respect, I cover, but no, I don't go anywhere different to do it. All right. I don't have an opinion either way. Like, I don't have an argument one way or another. So I'm kind of neutral on this. I just don't understand certain things. I don't understand why not just, because it doesn't hurt you. You got the diaper bag. You got all of these different tools in your arsenal. Why not just throw something over? They got a cover just for that now? Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Why not cover up and just be a little bit more mindful of your surroundings so that you don't, I don't know. I just don't understand the cover part. So.
To eat with small kids can be, let's just say, challenging. Keeping them in line, making sure they actually eat, trying to avoid meltdowns, trying to avoid them sprinting out of their seat. We think about all of those things, we prepare for them. But what you might not consider is the rules at the restaurant for your kids. There's one in Foster City that has gotten a lot of attention for its strict policy about children. Shui added some rules to their menu earlier this year, splashed across their menu, please control your children. Among the banned behavior for kids, making noise with utensils and shouting. Since then, the policy has gotten a lot of attention on the internet and maybe not the kind of feedback you might expect. Kevin Coe spoke with the owner about why he did it.
Chez Shui means house of Shui in French. Children.
That way.
Half of the
Yeah, I agree with him. I pretty much agree with him. I think that we need to start holding people accountable. I think that we need to start getting people in line. Asian restaurants is kind of on the brink right now. They're on fire. As far as like people don't like Asians right now. All of them. They just picked Asians and they was like, yo, since Rick Chow, we not really rocking with y'all. White people don't mind Asians. Black people are kind of against Asians, but black people pick and choose their targets occasionally. Like, black people be like, you know what? This year we don't rock with Asians. Last year, it was purely white people. No. Actually, it wasn't purely white people. It was it Venezuelans? Venezuelans. Black people, they pick a different group every year that they're not really rocking with. White people is two different types of white people. Really, it's three different types of white people, but for the most part, there's two different types of white people. White people that are like liberal apologists, and then you got the other group of white people that's like, oh my God, I can't believe that you guys are still focused on that racist stuff, you know? And then black people, they pick a new target to boycott every year. You know what I'm saying? So they'll say, oh, we boycotting the Asians this year, and we boycotting the Target stores. We're boycotting Walmart. We're going to boycott everything. So, you know, we got a new boycott. I'm trying to figure out what the next that would be awesome if we can predict what the next boycott is going to be from black people. We can Somalians. Yeah, Somalians, they caught hell. They was getting that L. It was getting that L. Somalians was catching all kind of L's. Somalians. This year is all Asians. They didn't even pick a certain Asian. They didn't say Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, Japanese. They ain't pick any of them. They just said all Asians. We're not going to Asian restaurants. We're not going to get no sushi. We're not going to get no pho chow. We're not going to get any General Chow. We're not going to get any sesame chicken. We're not getting no orange chicken. Now, they really lying because I went by what's the name of it? P.F. Chang's. I went by P.F. Chang's the other day and I seen a ton of black people in there. So, but it's, you know, we got to do performative. We got to make it performative. So. We got one today, y'all. Before I get into the next story, we got one. Anton, what do we got? It's somebody that's really every day. We pick one. And it's somebody that's really trying to get my attention. Anton, pick me. Anton, go off on me. Anton, hold me accountable. Anton, I'm going to keep on typing in caps, or I'm going to keep on, trying to get your attention until you say something to me. Anton. Please say something to me. Anton. Oh my God, I can't believe it, Anton. And today, it's Shonda Blair. Shonda Blair 244 has been begging and pleading and wanting to be on my nuts so hard. So hard. Shonda, not Shonda Rhimes, Shonda Blair. Shonda wants to be on my nuts so hard. Shonda, baby girl, you don't have to be that desperate. You do not have to be this aggressive and trying to get my attention. I see you. I hear you. Okay? I see you. And you want my attention. So now that you got my attention, you've been asking me for a long time, and you've been trying to get my attention. So what would you like to tell me? Would you like to come up and tell me what your thoughts are? I'm gonna give you an opportunity. I'm gonna make sure that you have every opportunity to say to me what you want to say to me. Would you like to come up here? You don't even have to be on camera. Would you like to tell me what your thoughts are, Shonda, before we go into the next conversation? Anton, pick me. Anton, please recognize me. Okay. You got my attention, baby girl. You finally did it. What would you like to say to me, and do you want to actually come up and express it to me? Oh, I don't mute people. I don't time people out. I don't do none of that type of stuff. Shonda, would you like to tell me what your thoughts are and give me all of the insight that you feel like I need to know about how you feel about me? Or would you now like to disappear into the abyss because you didn't know that I was going to actually have a conversation? Would you like to come up? Would you like to tell me how you think? I know your car. I know. I get it. I get it. Don't tell her don't do it, Chanel. I'm talking about don't do it. You don't have to be on camera, but if you want to actually give me your thoughts, I will take your call and your call only. All right, Shonda, I'm going to drop a link in the chat for the next 5 minutes, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to be able to tell me all of your thoughts because you have very strong opinions. Five minutes. Don't have to be on camera. There you go, baby. All right. There you go. Let me read some of these super chats in the meantime. Shout out to Mr. Brian Francis in the building. What up, Brian? Says, can you play some Master P? Ooh, I got some Master P. I got some dope Master P. Yeah, I'm going to consider that. Master P got some hits, bro. People don't know Master P. Especially break them off from, it's the ice cream man. It's the ice cream man. It's the ice cream man. Oh, man. Shonda, I don't see you. I'm waiting on you, baby girl, for you to tell me what you think. Because I want to talk to the people. I think people have the wrong perception of who I am. Casual Germ says, bad enough we hear cats screaming in the background. Now we got to smell baby poop while eating egg foo young. This is a legit reason to boycott. Justin Smith says, Pop said, show out, get whoa out. Putting belt to A. Skinny Boy Knight says, I'm still tripping on the conversation from yesterday. I caught the lady with pets. JW Sanchez says, a mother breastfeeding in public without covering up is disrespectful. It's still a breast. Cover yourself. If it's a sacred time, keep it that way. He also says, see, people think everyone wants to be around your kids and their foolishness. And as a mom of 5, when my kids were young, we didn't go out. We got a sitter. Amethyst Angel in the building. What up, Amethyst? Says, in trad Korean culture, it's disrespectful to exchange currency hand to hand. You put your money on the counter and they do the same with your change. Didn't know that. DK Harris says, man, I can't be watching you. I know I'm late, but survival instincts of a burger had me dying. My coworkers over here wondering why I'm crying, laughing. Tell them it's the greatest morning show ever. Well, apparently Shonda didn't want to come up and tell us our grievances. So, but you know what? I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Usually that's how it plays out. That's how it plays out. A lot of times people act like they want your attention. Oh my God, I want to hear what you got to say. Please pick me. Please pick me. And then I pick you and then they get quiet. You know what it almost reminds me of? It reminds me of a girl that talk big stuff. Big stuff. It could be the very girl that you lay next to every day. And she be talking all of that stuff on the phone. oh man, I can't wait to eat you up when I see you. And then they get in there, that you be around them and be like, hey, so what's going on? What's happening? You don't mention it because they don't want to initiate all of the eat up talk. Then you get there and they be like, hey, you want to go get something to eat? Like, I thought you was eating today. It's a lot of talk. Girls talk about guys a lot of times when guys say what it is that they'll do, whatever. Girls are the biggest pump fakers ever. Ever. Women are big pump fakers. Oh my gosh. Man. Don't let a woman tell you what they're going to do because they lying. They lying. They lying. she, boo, Shonda, I was prepared to fake an outrage. Oh, prepared to fake an outrage. They be lying. They be lying. Oh my God, I want to see you. Then they get in front of you. They be all shy. Like, girl, you done did this 37 times this year. This ain't nothing new for you. Don't get shot now. Don't get shot now. King is here. You've been practicing all your life for this one moment. Make it count. You've been practicing all your life for this one moment. You got to make it count. You got to show me what you got. This is like a job interview. It's like a job interview. Here, take this paperwork. Get you a pen and paper. Let's get your signature. Let's get this NDA. We're going to get this consent agreement going, and you're all set. Paperwork? Cool. Let's get it popping. That's what we talking about. We're too grown for this. We don't know how much time we got on this earth. We got to make it count. Keep on telling me about, oh my God, I can't wait to meet you. Then that means that we boyfriend and girlfriend when you meet me. Oh, okay. All right. Am I off? Am I off? If you tell me I can't wait to meet you, and you be in my DMs and you say you want all of my attention, when we meet each other, we go together. You're my girlfriend. I might be off. I may be. Somebody correct me in the chat before I get to the next subject. If you tell me how much you adore me, and you just keep on showing me love and you keep on showing me affection, I'm okay, cool. Well, when we see each other, we go together. I'm off? How am I off? Slim Trini girl? How am I off? So we don't go together when we see each other? Five Brown's catching hell. Hey, Five Brown, why you doing this to yourself, Five? Hey, hold on, check out Five. Five says, yo, AD. Ain't nobody boot Shonda out of the chat. She just got scared. That's what happened when you start to show up. Five Brown says, yo, AD, I'm down a whopping. Hey, bag chasers, listen to what Five did. Yo, AD, I'm down a whopping $445 total on SpaceX. It's now tanked to $135 a share. Should I cut my losses and dump all of my shares or hold and hope it raises? Hey, Fa, why you do this, bro? Fa said, I'm going to go against the grain and I'm going to be the experiment. I'm going to do the opposite of what Anton said. Yo, bag chasers, y'all let Fa know what to do inside of the chat. We going to go to the next one. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. When you join the Patreon, take what I say serious and follow directions. Don't do what Fa did. Oh, man. That is so funny. That is hilarious. I don't know why I always laugh. I think Fa be putting that up there just to troll me, man. Because he know what I'm going to say already. They say they be saying, buy the dip. Then they just keep dipping. Oh, flock cameras. Do you know that these liberals, these raging liberals, are actually cutting down the cameras inside of their cities? Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the... Man, if you don't get that out of your portfolio, Fa.
Flock cameras are back on the news tonight. More of them have been cut down in Houston. Earlier this week, we told you about 2 of the license plate reader cameras vandalized near Washington Avenue. Now 2 more have been found on the ground near Memorial Park. And the damage comes amidst all the controversy over this public surveillance technology. Sarah Al-Sheikh reports.
The camera that once stood here is gone. All that's left is this pole. Across the street, another one taken down as well. A criminal justice expert tells me this could be a sign of the growing public unease with this type of video surveillance. In 2 different parts of Houston, the same scene, surveillance cameras lying on the ground. 2 near Memorial Park, 2 more near Washington Avenue and Westcott, all part of Flock Safety's automated license plate reader network used by Houston police and other law enforcement agencies. Houston police confirming an investigation into this. While the motive is unknown, the technology itself has drawn criticism in the past from people concerned about the data they're collecting.
Why do people say that the motive is unknown? Why? Because they didn't spray paint it on the ground when they cut down all of the different stuff that they needed in order to make sure that this whole situation is what it is? What do y'all need? What is it that y'all looking for? What do y'all feel like y'all need to understand before you understand the motive? I can tell you what the motive is right now. The motive is raging liberals that are, and you know what's so funny? It's funny how things change. It's funny how things reverse. You know what they used to say? People that were on the right used to be worried about a surveillance state. They used to be the ones to say, and I'm telling you, it used to be a real thing. They used to be the one to say, hey, no, listen, we don't want all of these cameras. We don't want this. We don't want that. We don't want any of this type of stuff, on our streets or whatever, right? Then they made the adjustment and they learned to live with it because that was just the way that things went. So now you have liberals, you have raging liberals that are now the ones that are angry. And they're angry. They were the ones that were for it. Oh my God, we need more security. We need more socialism. We need more government involvement, blah, 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 blah. Right? Now they got it, but it's being used to make sure that they deport illegal migrants and everybody feeling like somebody took their lunch. You can't have it both ways, bro. You can't have it both ways. If you wanted it, then you get it, and you wanted more participation. But now, for whatever reason, y'all are still on this whole ICE conversation. And so people feeling some type of way about it. You can't have it both ways. You can't. So you want to know who's cutting it down? Let me proactively let you know who's cutting it down. It could be a he, she, meaning that somebody that may be a male identifying as a female or a female identifying as a male. Considering the effort that it took to actually cut this down and cut the poll down itself, probably is a male, may identify as a female, but definitely has the physical strength of a man. May be incentivized by women to do it. Women may be the ones that assisted him, but he's definitely a man, liberal, right? Maybe a person that was blocking ICE agents from coming into neighborhoods. If he's ever made a makeshift, took a bunch of pots of plants and tried to block off police officers from coming into a certain neighborhood, keep him on your radar, right? Definitely a Caucasian male between the ages of 22 and 47. 22 and 47, Caucasian, male, may have some assistants and accomplices. Definitely sexually frustrated, maybe even married and gets pegged by his wife. Does not like Donald Trump. Hated Senator Lindsey Graham, and was an avid supporter and voter of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Okay? You said in 47, yeah. It's a lot of white men that's becoming more sassier in their older age. I've seen more white men, and this is just real, I'm keeping it 100 with you. I've seen more white men convert over to homosexuality than ever before. And they usually travel together, and they hold hands, or, you know, you could tell. You know, they order together, they do things together. White men are more in love with each other than heterosexual couples abroad, across the board. Absolutely. Older white men become more liberal than younger white women. They're finding themselves, they're starting to discover their sexuality. They maybe even used to be married for the last 25 years and now they got a boyfriend. It's a real thing. Oh, y'all think I'm joking. I'm being serious. It's a real thing. More older white men are exploring what they've always felt on the inside. But they had to raise their children. Man, it's so many Bruces out here. It's a whole lot of Bruce Jenners. It's a lot of Bruce Jenners out here. A lot of times they may have the bald spot up here, but it's perfectly manicured on the side. They like to wear swim trunks as regular shorts on a regular basis, and they wear tank tops, and they usually don't cut the hair on their chest. They usually have some kind of funky looking glasses, and they may be round glasses with some clear sides or something like that, right? They go and get coffee in the morning, and they sit and they talk. Sometimes they walk their puppies, and they never have masculine dogs. They usually have something like a schnauzer or a poodle, and they walk them around, and you know, they talk to all of these different people, and that's how they are. And they've amassed enough money to be able to go on vacation with their boyfriend, and they discuss things, and they're absolutely communicative. And they may have a nail that's done blue on this side. And they're always at the latest events, beer meets, and they usually go to the same events as the younger college kids. They love raves. They love doing things that they've never done before. They usually out yelling in the woods to music, and they finding themselves, and they move like this. And they do all of these they do all of these things. Yeah, they got a Yorkie and all of that stuff. Listen, I'm telling you, white women, black women don't complain. So what? He just came out of jail. He may have had a boyfriend in jail, but he represents masculinity when he comes out. So what? He may have cheated on you a couple times, but you ain't, most of the time, unless they're following their white counterparts down this pathway of cuckoldry, Most of the time, what you see is what you get. We just not going to change for you, right? Yeah, you know what? He's stubborn. He don't want to do nothing, but I'll bust your lights out, tear you out the frame, blow some smoke in your face and tear your whole frame out. What you see is what you get. Real talk. Y'all ever see a woman? I was at a spot yesterday and a girl was holding on to a guy and he was like, he's smoking. He looked dusty. Probably tell her, tear out the frame. That's how you make her fall in love with you again. But a older white man that is in a relationship with his boyfriend and he was previously married to a woman and they raised their kids for 23 years, he is the one that cut down this pole. And you know what the funniest part about these older white men that discover their sexuality in their late 50s, early 60s? You know what's so interesting about these guys? They don't really have good attitudes. They're not the nicest people. They're not. They're very much the woman that they were married to for 23 years. They're just like sassy white women. White men that are discovering their sexuality and finally find a boyfriend that they've always been friends with for a long time. They are just like older white women. These guys wanted to be white women their entire lives, and oh my God, they are not nice people. They talk sassy. Hey, I'm letting my dog run over here. Is there something that I can get for that? No. They talk with a sense of entitlement because for whatever reason they've embodied the spirit of a liberal white woman. They've embodied the spirit of a liberal white woman, and boy, do they embrace that role. That's the person who cut down these flock cameras all day long. Ain't nothing like arguing with a sassy white man, older white man. They will. Because and they always say stuff when they walking away. And they always talking under their breath. Like, what'd you say? I wasn't talking to you. I was talking, but I wasn't talking to you. You know what? Because this is our neighborhood too. And they usually move into an area where there's gentrification. They don't move. They don't listen. I'm gonna break down every single profiling stereotype that you can ever think of. They never ever move out to the suburbs or to a rich area. They take their resources and they move into a up and coming hip area. You're likely to find them in a recent downtown has been renovated where they can walk their dogs in peace because they want to live close to a dog park. You can find them in Austin. They love going to visit Portland and Seattle. And they definitely don't like Trump. Telling you the truth. Every time. They definitely don't like Trump. Always got on some circle glasses. Every time. Circle glasses and not a t-shirt, a tank top with whatever hair on their chest. They don't shave the hair on their chest. May even be wearing some boat shoes. You know them. You see them every day. And they always move into an up-and-coming area. No, it's really nice out. They want to be buying the latest hip coffee shop. Every single time. And I'm right. 100% right. Yeah, they Stanley Tucci knockoffs. Oh my God, yes, bro. That is the perfect description. They're Stanley Tucci. All of them are Stanley Tucci knockoffs. Hold on, let me get a picture. They all look just like Stanley Tucci. They all are the same. They're just like this. This is the prototype. Yes. This is them. White men discovering themselves. This is what they look like every single time. Every time. Exactly like this. Every time. Every time I see y'all coming, I'll be just thinking to myself, well, this is actually a better photograph because this is what they kind of go with right here. This is them. White man, married for the last 32 years, discovering himself, has a boyfriend. They love to cook. They love to give you a freshly prepared meal. Huh? Always a girl's best friend. Always have on some new funky watch. Picked up the latest art piece. Loves to get coffee. Huh? Always got on some good funky socks for you guys. Hey, listen, I picked these up at the latest art fair. Every single time. Every single time. This is them. This is them. You want to know what they look like? This is them. You got a few friends with a husbands that dress like that? You know who they are. You know who they are, and you know what they do. So now when you see them, you'll be able to, Anton told me about that.
What level of frustration have we encountered? Right?
And they don't like interracial dating, but they do like a good BBC every once in a while. The most discriminatory, the most discriminatory daters are white men that like white men. They're not interested unless you're from France. Unless you're from France. But other than that, they stay with their own. They don't deviate. They're not looking to get into no relationship with nobody else. But they do like to experiment every once in a while.
The Southern University professor Howard Henderson, founding director of the Center for Justice Research, says the backlash reflects broader concerns over privacy and who ultimately has access to the information these cameras collect.
For many in society, they're looking at what the negative unintended consequences may be if this information gets leaked or someone uses it and finds itself in the wrong hands.
A crowdsourced map from dflock.org shows thousands of flock cameras across the greater Houston area because anyone can.
They all look, and they always starting a new movement, always working on a new project to deflock. We're gonna deflock. We're gonna make sure to create a new app to get you guys aware of where we deflocked it.
At mid-locations, ABC 13 cannot independently verify the data shown, but we know that multiple law enforcement agencies use the cameras. Houston expanded its use of the technology through a multi-million-dollar agreement with Flock in 2022. In that contract, HPD describes the camera as an investigative tool, writing that, quote, all data from vehicles observed will be provided to HPD for further assessment in detecting vehicles wanted in suspicious or post-event investigations for law enforcement purposes. Just months ago, Harris County commissioners voted to renew its contract through June 2027 at a cost of just under $869,000. The Harris County Sheriff's Office previously credited the cameras with helping recover.
Always taking stuff into their own hands. We're not going to just cut the cameras down if they want to do it.
Stolen vehicles and locating 2 kidnapped children.
You don't know what a BBC is, Kirsten? Oh, you got a lot to learn. I don't know if I could discuss this. I'll explain it to you on Room 9. I can't really explain it to you on this show effectively.
But Henderson says there's growing public unease over surveillance technology and artificial intelligence.
Sensitivities are heightened and people are very concerned about someone watching them and what they're doing with that information.
And he says when people feel they have
no woman cut that. Ain't no woman cut that. Ain't no woman cut. That's a straight up man cutting that.
Voice in those decisions, frustrations surface.
And the community is simply saying, since you won't listen to me, right, since you have given me no way to voice my concern, we'll just take it down and tear it up.
Houston police say when a flock camera is damaged, the department works with the company to determine if it needs to be replaced or repaired. HPD says the costs are paid for through the department's budget. Reporting at Memorial Park, Sarah Alshake, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
So there you have it. Our liberals are now taking things into their own hands, whereas black people are saying we need ShotSpotter inside of our neighborhoods and more surveillance. Liberal whites are saying that we want to remove the surveillance. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. We cover all subjects here on the Millionaire Morning Show, okay? We cover all subjects here on the Millionaire Morning Show. We profile, we talk about people, we address the issues inside of the community. BBC Eagle basketball court. No, it's the British Broadcasting Communication or something. That's actually the name of a the BBC. Billionaire Boys Club. Facts. There you go. There you go. There you go. Let me read some of these super chats. What happened to our girlfriend Shonda? Chris Cunningham says, hold that it's only shares. Just DC. Hey, I want to see your shares. We want to see your shares when we go to DC. TS Car Wash and Detail Services, thoughts on Devin Haney's $20,000 monthly he has to pay. Devin Haney got to pay $20,000 monthly? Let me see. Devin Haney has said something negative about me one time. Me and him kind of went back and forth a little bit. And I had to kind of put him in his place. But that was a long time ago, so it's wonder on the bridge. Devin Haney. All right. So we can detour a little bit. We can detour. We always pick at least one thing to detour on. So why not? Why not detour on this? All right, TS, let's talk about it. So, Devin Haney's massive 6-figure monthly salary revealed in the custody battle. See, even though I may not have agreed with Devin Haney at one point on one particular issue, I'm objective enough to call a spade and read it like it is. So before I even get into this, Devin Haney, for those of you that may not know, is a boxer. All right, this is what he looks like. He's a boxer. He's actually a really decent boxer. And the first things first is that I don't believe that custody information should be public information. I don't like that people's business, whether it be custody or alimony or any of that type of stuff, I believe that should be changed. That should be able to be changed. That should be changed. I don't think that people's personal information when it comes to their relationship. Now, if you are a criminal and they say, well, you got arrested for this or arrested for that, that's one thing. That's a completely different conversation. If you're a pedo, then you should be able to, you know what I'm saying? That's public information. If you are going through a custody battle and you're trying to figure out how much he's paying in child support a month, I don't believe personally that should be public information. I believe that should be private. It shouldn't be anybody's business. I don't care if you're a public figure. I don't care who you are. That should be private information. That should not be in the public. But you asked the question. I'm discovering it right now, and this is where we going. All right. This is the girl, apparently. First of all, first and foremost, y'all gotta stop getting caught up with the same type of woman. Why and how? Don't y'all know? Listen, we gonna keep on profiling. Let's profile this effectively. Don't y'all realize that every time, almost every single time that y'all get caught up with a chick, and I'm going to actually put this as a question tonight. Maybe this will be our icebreaker. Thank you, TS Car Wash and Detail Service. I appreciate you for the insight. Why don't y'all realize that every single time that y'all get caught up with the same type of chicks? Every single time. They all look the same. They all got the same aesthetic. They all got the Kim Kardashian Temu kit. And they all do the duck lips. They contour their face to make sure that their nose is shorter. And y'all just fall hook, line, and sinker and just go ahead and skeet right up in there. Next thing you know, 2 years later, you're having a custody battle and you're going back and forth about whether or not you should give her $1,000 a month, $800 a month, or $20,000 a month. And she taking you to the cleaners while in a whole relationship with another dude. Every single time. Anytime you see a woman like this coming to your vicinity, just think child support. Child support. If you start just thinking child support the minute that she coming to your vicinity, you'll be okay. You ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to keep on tripping about it. Child support. Look at her. She's a Syed. Devin Haney and his baby mama hammered out a custody agreement, and in the process, he had to reveal his income. According to legal documents obtained by TMZ, Devin Haney agreed to pay Lena $20. How many kids they got? One? They got one child? Oh, and look, they all look the same. Look at that. They all look the same. How do these women that just keep on getting these bad BBLs keep on finessing y'all? How do chicks with bad BBLs keep on getting y'all to give them all of this money? What is wrong with y'all? She's no different than, she built just like the other chick. The chick that be giving all of the dudes head. What's her name? Selena something or something like that? Somebody said if I was rich, the snip is the first thing that I would get. When I was on my way to getting rich, I was like, snip, snip. On my way to getting rich, snip, snip. A lot of guys keep on saying, oh man, that's crazy. All right, well, it's going to cost you, nigga. It's going to cost you $250,000 a year. It's going to cost you $250,000 a year because you decided that you knew better than I did. But let's continue to read it. And again, I don't care what the monthly income is. That has no bearing. I don't care if you make $1 million a month. I don't care if you make $5 million a month. I believe that paying a chick with one child that you're not married to. We're not talking about an ex-wife. We're talking about a chick that you just bust down and just so happen to get pregnant. You have to pay $20,000 $2,000 a month in child support based off of your monthly earnings. I also think that that's egregious. I don't believe that a person should have to pay child support based off of how much they earn. I believe that there should be a set amount in general, but you can't teach logic. On his monthly earnings of $435,000 monthly earnings. Now, that's divided up because his payday pays him a certain amount, but then they break it down by monthly. Obviously they divide it so that they can say, well, how much do you make monthly in order to justify how much you have to pay monthly, right? So he may have made $5 million last year. He may have made $5 million last year, which is not nothing to sneeze at, but then y'all also have to figure this. What a lot of these athletes, and I'm not wishing this on Devin Haney, I'm just talking in general, what a lot of these athletes, they actually have a small window of how much money that they can earn at the height of their career. See, in most people's careers, in most people that are professionals' career, let's say a man that is an engineer of some sort and he moves up in corporate America, he is doing like this. He's not going to get into his bag, into the height of his earnings, into his late 50s, early 60s. Now, athletes, boxers, NBA players, all of these people, especially most of them that's not super duper stars. You're not Steph Curry. Remove him out of this conversation. Remove LeBron James out of this conversation. Let's talk Malik Beasley, right? Let's talk the person that was making $5 million a year. Now, to us, we like, man, that's a lot of money, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, he has a very short window that he's going to make the most money. And then he got to figure out how to make that work for the rest of your life. Then you combine in the fact that they're used to living a certain type of lifestyle. They've adjusted to the NBA lifestyle. And it's, a lot of times, this is why they wind up going broke within 5 years after retiring from whatever respective sport that they in. I mean, for God's sakes, Floyd Mayweather made over $1 billion. And I'm not saying that Floyd is broke. I would never wish that on anybody, but I think that this is egregious. I think that this is egregious and I feel bad for him. The exes also agreed to joint legal and physical custody. If I got joint custody, why do I got to pay you $20,000 a month? For their 1-year-old daughter, oh man, and then she only one? Though Devin must have a professional nanny or his mother around when he's watching the kid until she at least 3. So she don't even trust you with the kid. Devin agreed to withdraw his lawsuits against Lena with prejudice, including his pending extortion claim, while Lena would do the same with her pending request for a domestic violence restraining order. The two also signed off on a non-disparagement clause, so no publicly talking trash about each other. Plus, she's required to post on social media that the news reports that alleged that I said I was physically harmed by Devin was not accurate. I'm delighted that Devin and I are both focused on co-parenting our daughter. As we reported, Lena filed the DVRO request last year, claiming he pushed her to the ground when she was pregnant. Ain't no amount of box worth $20,000 a month. Devin filed back by filing a claim of extortion against her, alleging she repeatedly published false and defamatory statements about him. Her lawyer, Mark Vincent Kaplan, told us everything his client said about Devin was the truth. In the course of their legal sniping, Lena petitioned the judge to let her post Chrome. What? Okay. All right. This story is getting worse and worse and worse. Number one, why do y'all feel like y'all need to use y'all child as a mascot to post when they're 1 year old on social media? They're 1. Why do you have to post them on social media? That's number one. Number two, Devin Haney is dealing with a chick on OnlyFans. Y'all getting chicks on OnlyFans pregnant? Why are y'all getting chicks on OnlyFans pregnant? Oh, Jesus. Doesn't matter how many guys got took to the cleaners. Doesn't matter what's happened in family court. Doesn't matter how much stats, what the statistics are. A sucker is born every day. A sucker is born every single day. And just because a person makes a lot of money does not mean that they are wise or that they are smart. So the question that you have to ask yourself, was it worth it? Was it worth it? I'm not telling you that you can't do what you want to do. What I am telling you is that why are you suffering as a result of the decisions that you made? No decision that you made should lead to you suffering with regard to a person that you with overnight. And I keep warning you guys, I keep talking to you guys, and I keep trying to convince you guys, I keep trying to tell you guys, listen, chill, slow down. She look good, but she may not be good for you. She may be good for that night, but she may not be good for a lifetime. You're making a lifetime decision over how you feel at that moment, and it's going to cost you everything. It's going to cost you everything. Nope. We all doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. What is going on? Shout out to TS Car Wash and Detail Service. RL Howard says, the full saying is the customer is always right in a matter of taste. People conveniently leave out the last part. I didn't even know that. That's the first time that I've heard that. Thank you, RL. Harold Burns says, AD, I'm out too much white talk. I'm out. Too much white talk. I hope you like the gift I sent whenever you get the mail. Good luck. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Harold. So y'all can stick around when I'm holding the black culture and black community accountable. But y'all can't stick around when I joke on y'all? Oh. So white people become more sensitive when the joke's on them. So when we talking about the culture and we saying, oh man, we getting black fatigue, it's cool. But when we start having a conversation about profiling white folks as getting ran over at Yosemite Sam Park, all of a sudden, you know what, I can't take it. Too much white talk. Wait. You're talking about us becoming homosexuals. Too much white talk. Wait, hold on 1 second. I sent you a gift. But wait a minute. Give me a second. I sent you a gift. Wow. So I can talk about Asians. I can talk about Cubans. I talked about Cubans the other day. I talked about Indian gangs and Operation Red Dot Feather. I talked about Indians that's even on the reservation and how they all addicted. I talk about black people, white people, liberals, Republicans, but all of a sudden y'all can't take it. They can't take it. Well, guess what? Now you put the battery in my back because now I got to understand why you can't take it and I got to dig. I am not discriminatory when it comes to content. You should feel included. This is diversity, equity, and inclusion. Everybody should feel included. Most of the white people that I run into, I heard you talking about white people the other day. But some of y'all are a little bit more sensitive than others. Yes, I just talked about bitter black men the other day, older black men. I just talked about older black men, and nobody tripped. Everybody was like, ha ha, that's true, that's crazy. But now I'm talking about y'all getting ran over by bisons, and all of a sudden y'all want to get emotional. You turn into Carl Thomas, yeah. Nah, you know, I was able to take the bisons. But when you start talking about us Stanley Tucci types, that's where I draw the line. Because I love my white man. What up, Oakland Tank? What up, though? I talk about everybody. Listen. This is what I promise you. This is what I promise. I talk about myself. I throw myself under the bus, and I use myself as an example. Tell y'all how I crash out, how I make stupid stuff. So you never gonna be. Nobody is exempt. I talked about the Maddies. Nobody is exempt. You know why most of the women that rock with me? Because they don't take it personal. Because they understand that they are part of the show just like everybody else. So listen. If you decide that you can't handle it, then that's on you. Because the one thing that I'm not going to do is I am not going to make exceptions. This is not the diversity, equity, and inclusion show when it comes to making exceptions and giving you a pass. You don't get a pass. So if it bothers you, then get your whole thing up, right? Gird up. Let's get to it. Because I'm going to talk about you some more now. I can talk about a lot of things with white people. I neglect to do so. Like the guy at Yellowstone Park, they said he was 61. He aging like milk. Why are white men that are 61 years old aging like milk? Why are y'all aging so bad? What is it that y'all putting in y'all diet that allows for you to look completely disheveled? It's just a question. Want me to hit you with another one? All right, here's another one. Why are white men I'm gonna save that one. I got a good one. I got a good one. No, dog. That is, y'all stupid. You know what? I don't even know how y'all. I got to check the gift first. I don't know how y'all come up with this stuff. How do y'all come up with this? Who says they eat cigarettes? It doesn't even make sense. That doesn't make sense. Why are y'all saying stuff like this? Y'all know that y'all crazy? Chat, do y'all know that y'all crazy? Have y'all ever realized how dysfunctional we are as a group? Y'all realize how crazy y'all are? Y'all are out of control. Y'all are insane. Y'all are legally insane. Every last one of y'all are out of control. Why would white people eat cigarettes? I don't believe y'all. Before I go on to the next thing, hold on, give me a second. I need to know this. Is y'all just acting like they do eat cigarettes? No, they don't. Nobody eats a cigarette. Why would anybody eat a cigarette? Baby girl, is it common to, I don't even know how to ask this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Somebody told me that there's a segment of people, tend to be white people, that eat cigarettes. I didn't know that anybody ate cigarettes. Is that true?
That's definitely not a common practice or a cultural norm for any group of people. Ingesting cigarettes is extremely dangerous because of the high levels of nicotine and other harmful chemicals, and it can lead to severe poisoning.
Is there reports of anybody that eats cigarettes?
While it's not a common behavior, there are rare documented cases of people ingesting cigarettes. Sometimes this happens accidentally, especially with young children, or in cases of pica, which is a psychological disorder involving the consumption of non-food items. Ingesting tobacco is dangerous due to the high nicotine content, which can cause severe poisoning.
I ain't never heard of that before, honestly. I ain't never heard of that before in my life. They do chewing tobacco. That is true. Let me read a couple of more super chats. I want to go into the next story. Amethyst Angel says, just sent the story about Flock. See your email. All right, bet. I'm on it. I'm getting eye surgery to have him side mounted. DJ Secret says, since you were on Outcast Vibe today, get up, get out, and get something. I love that. I love Outkast and Goody Mob. Featuring Goody Mob would have been a good motivational track for the Chasers. We rock with Goody Mob. Return on Investment 2020 says that Stanley Tucci picture was dead funny, but low-key them socks were fly. Yeah, the socks was fly. More Like Fly says Austin is the gay capital of Texas and it has the same motto as Portland. Keep Austin weird. Weird just means queer. I believe that too. Your opinion, expensive car or expensive woman? Expensive car. All day long. All day long. Expensive car. All day long. Expensive car over expensive woman. 1,000%. A 1,000%. All right, y'all. We got to get to one more story. We are not at the 4-hour mark yet, so I got time to be kicking it and doing what we do. I want to head over to New York. Mom Donnie is facing a homelessness crisis.
A growing number of homeless encampments on Manhattan's West Side between the Intrepid Museum and the Javits Center. Dave Carlin spoke with neighbors who say the city isn't doing enough.
A bustling encampment at West 45th Street at 11th Avenue, where getting a shave means using water from a hydrant, and finding shade means making it yourself with strips of plastic and cardboard.
I have to walk my dog, and I'm all alone in the street sometimes.
Living in a nearby apartment is Lucy, who asked we not share her last name. She told us she takes chances bringing her pup Ginger west to this area near the Intrepid Museum. The scene is similar, one block up to West 46th Street and also down to West 34th Street. She says the populations keep growing.
Some of them, they're very nice, they're very polite, they get out of the way. But there's some of them crazy. They keep, yelling and screaming and throwing things.
It's definitely not ideal. Yeah, I just generally feel helpless because as an individual, I don't know what to do to solve this problem.
Mayor Mamdani was asked what the city is doing about this issue.
We are focused on connecting New Yorkers to shelter and on establishing a pipeline to stable housing, not just moving New Yorkers from one place to another place. To this specific encampment, we're going to look into that.
The city's Department of Homeless Services took over encampment sweeps from police, starting each job with 7 days of outreach before the clearing starts. We spoke to this man who did not want to be identified, and he talked about being homeless for the past 3 years. He says hotter weather this week will force him into Penn Station or Bellevue Hospital, and then the streets again. He says no matter what the mayor says, long-term solutions for him do not feel forthcoming. On the west side, Dave Carlin, CBS News, New York.
I didn't know that New York was starting to turn into Oakland. This is what you see on Skid Row in LA. This is what you see in Oakland. This is what you see on the West Coast. You don't see encampments. Listen, I'm not unrealistic, right? So I'm not going to just go off without context. In every city, every single major city in the United States has homeless people. Not every major city in the United States has homeless encampments. That's the difference. Let me say it again for the people in the back. Every city in the U.S. has homeless people. Not every city has homeless encampments. An encampment is, you didn't notice and you live in Manhattan? An encampment means that they've had time to set up shop. They in the water hydrant washing and shaving themselves. They taking doo-doos and dumps all in the same area. They're starting to set up everything that's going on. And so now they've basically made the sidewalk in front of businesses, in front of tourists, in front of residents, home. And that is the difference. That is a difference. You see people sleeping in the warm area or the bus stop or whatever. And then usually cities, when the weather gets extreme, whether it's extreme hot or super extreme cold, the cities will then take action steps to try to find and force them into shelter. But for most homeless people, right, they choose to be on the streets. They do not want to be told what to do. And that's the biggest misconception. A lot of people think that, oh man, no. They don't want to be told not to use drugs. They don't want to not be able to carry drugs inside of the location that they can find shelter. They can't do this. They can't do that. And so what happens is they choose to stay on the streets versus actually get the help that they need to transition because they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with it. A lot of times, and a lot of them are just lazy. A lot of them don't want jobs. They don't want to work. They don't want to have to do that. They just want to go and get it. I got one of my favorite homeless guys. They be right there in front of the store, and they be waiting for me every day and all of this stuff. And he don't even lie. Like, he got one leg, but he got a prosthetic leg on the other one. And he's sitting there and he eating his chips. And he got his liquor. He said, hey, what's going on, Blue? That's my new nickname now. What's up, Blue? I said, what's up, OG? Because Blue, that's the color of my car. Hey, Blue. Man, you know I like that car. You know I like that car. Said, OG, open up your eyes acting like you can't see. Blue. Hit me with a little bit. Hit me with a little bit on your way out, okay? I say, what you trying to do, man? You gonna use it for something useful? I don't have to lie to you, Blue. So what I'm gonna do is I just need a little drink to get me through the day. The rest of the day, I can get me through a little drink, okay? Cool? All right, Unc, I got you, man. Give me a second, bro. I go in the store, get whatever it is that I get, come out, give him $5. Here you go, bro. Here you go, man. Blue, I know you help me get through my day. I can always depend on you. When you coming out to give her to the streets again? You gonna be in this? You know I come through at the same time every week. All right. I want to make sure that I get mine. I need to get mine. That's how they roll. That's how they roll. And sometimes when they feeling a little bit more energetic, they do a little dance for you. Ah! Look at my dance. I said, Unc, dude, you doing your dance today? You in a good mood? Don't do it in traffic. And stop trying to pull your pants down. I like your dance. Just don't do it in traffic and stop trying to pull your pants down. And we good, big dog. You know what I'm saying? But then he want to get a little extra because he get a little bit of attention. Or he see some white people or some people that, ain't used to him. So then he going to try to terrorize them a little bit. And so I'm like, I said, man, leave them white people alone, man. Cause stop. You know they trying to go to the Tigers game. All right. Can I get a little something? Get me through the day. Get a little something to get me through the day. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, I got you, big dog. Go in, get $5, give it to him. I just needed a little drink. Need a little drink for the day. That's our relationship. That's our relationship. I don't know his name, his real name. He don't know my real name. But we have a symbiotic relationship of what the expectation is when I come through. Blue! That's blue right there. You like it's blue? And that's what our life is like. That's what we do. We interact with each other. We go and we interact and all of that type of stuff. But he is not allowed to set up an encampment in front of the building. He can roll around in his wheelchair. He can do his little dance. He can do a lot of things. But you cannot set up an encampment. This is the whole point of the story. I believe that I have to paint the picture for you guys, because if I don't paint the picture for you, then you're not going to understand it. You don't understand why I think the way that I think. Somebody says Anton is an enabler. You can call it what you want. They need money just like everybody else. Now, what they do with it is on them. And you don't know what these people going through. They're just trying to get through the day. I have to paint the picture for y'all, because if you don't understand it, and if you don't get a visual representation of it in your mind, then you don't think that it's real. They start pumping, start pulling his pants down. Stop! Stop pulling your pants down. Wait, can you hit me with a little something now? Can you hit me with a little something now? Yeah, man, stop bothering the people. Do the same dance every time. I said, Unc, you're going to have to get a new dance, big dog. You can't keep doing the same dance. We've seen that one for the last 6 years. Mom Donnie got a problem on his hand. He don't know what this look like, though.
Right here, we have a homeless encampment. There's beds right here.
That's
People
crazy.
are sleeping. We have umbrellas. This is what's happening in Mayor Mamdani's New York City. This is where someone lives.
Put the music to it.
This is their clothes. They have an umbrella. Hand sanitizer, keeping clean. So
I know that he not used to being out there, because whenever they start to touch it like this, got clothes. That's because he shouldn't even be touching nobody's stuff. Listen, rule number 1 on the streets: you don't touch people's stuff. Rule number 1: stop putting your hands in places where it don't belong. You cannot like it. You cannot agree with it. You can believe that they need to be off the streets. But you don't. This is how I know when people are in places that they're not supposed to be. You don't put your hands on somebody's stuff, touching on people's umbrellas, touching on people's perishables. You keep your hands off people's stuff. What you doing? Somebody tell them how the streets work.
That's good. And behind here, we have a suitcase. We have a pineapple. Take a look at this. We also have tequila. Whose bed is this?
I don't know. It's not mine.
Where do you sleep at night?
I'm trying not to sleep. Otherwise, I might accidentally be killed or something.
Do you know that you can't be sleeping here?
Yeah, I know.
Man,
so why are you doing it?
I'm not sleeping here.
Man, listen, bro. If they cover themselves up, that means that they don't want to be on camera. You got to learn to respect. Everybody deserves a level of self-respect, bro. Like, I understand if you interview people that want to be on camera or they volunteer. Even when you do that, you want to give them a little something. Make sure you give them a little money. Don't just exploit them for nothing. But you can't be touching people. You can't be touching their stuff. And you can't put them on camera if they don't want to be on camera, bro. I don't know, man. This is my passion project. So I just believe that they only got this much dignity and self-respect left, right? They at the edge. They all the way on the edge. You can't be doing that. You can't treat people like that in the streets just because they homeless or just because they don't have resources. Number one, you dress wrong. So you shouldn't even be out there with your suit on because you look crazy. Number two, you got a big old camera, you got a big old microphone. And number three, you out there touching their stuff and you recording them even though they covering themselves up. You can't do that. You gotta give them that. You gotta let them make it, man. That's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. It even people that say, "Oh man, you enabling." You don't know what these people going through, bro. You gotta let them make it. And two things can be true at the same time. You can disagree with certain things, but it doesn't mean that you don't have compassion for certain people. And you gotta let people make it. You can't take away the little bit of dignity and respect that they have for themselves and let that be the end of it, bro. You can't. And even if you interview them and even if you have because I'm not opposed to doing street interviews. I love street interviews. I like capturing what's going on. But you can't just do it willy-nilly. It's a certain way that you gotta approach it. Putting music to it and stuff.
Mayor Mamdani lets people just sleep in the streets.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I saw a lot of people just sleeping down the block.
Because they're asking.
Feel like you want to better yourself, get a job, live in an apartment.
If I do, I feel like I would want to get a better job because I really do believe I'm employed.
Well, right now you don't have a job.
I don't have proper, legitimate employment.
Who pays you?
My payment isn't to be understood.
I'll start my own business. I don't want to get a job working with somebody anymore.
How are you going to start your own business?
All right, so?
Try to open up a thrift store.
How?
Through funding, through small business loans and things like that.
Who's giving you a loan?
I'm not sure yet.
Right inside this encampment, there's beds. You see umbrellas and tarps. People are sleeping in there. They don't want a job. They don't want to go inside. This is where they like to live. It's bigger than some studio apartments here in New York City. You enjoy living out here.
There's some aspect that I very much do appreciate in terms of fresh air, possibly able to be better.
What could the mayor do to help you guys?
All right, whoa, back it up. I never said I needed any help.
I don't know, I can't say nothing bad because my friend works for him.
They're not interested in getting off the street, bro.
And he does help us.
The mayor is allowing people to sleep out on the streets. What do you have to say to the mayor?
I mean, has that not always been allowed? Mayor Mamdani, I appreciate that you're trying to be a man of the people.
We wanted to talk to business owners, but everything's closed. This was a mechanic. This was a car wash. Everybody's closed up shop because it's not worth doing business out here on 12th Avenue by the Intrepid anymore.
This isn't an accident. It's the agenda. New York City is capitalism's crown jewel. The commies don't want it polished. They want to strip it down and pawn it. Create 10 cities so businesses board up block by block. Look.
Yeah, I I think that they got to do something about it. I don't think that it's an easy solution to solve for. You're never going to solve for homelessness, and you can't force people to do something that they don't want to do. But at the same time, you cannot allow for them to have homeless encampments on the streets of New York. All right? Let's give ourselves a round of applause for being able to get up and get into Wednesday. I'll be waking up after a wild night or something like that, and I wake up in the morning and I say, I can't wait to do the Millionaire Morning Show. I wake up and I'll be tired, boss. I'll be like, what time is it? It's almost time for the Millionaire Morning Show, though. Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait for the Millionaire Morning Show. Yes. That is time, ladies and gentlemen. That is our time for the day. What up, lovely? What up, lovely? Look at what ATL is doing for the homeless. All right, we're going to deep dive into it tomorrow. All right, baby girl. Shadow Dragon TV says Devin Haney getting financially finessed by the same chick who was begging Young Thug on the phone while he was like, is that the same girl? So it was with Young Thug chick when he was locked up? Yeah, these dudes is wild. Shout out to Stevens. Steven, my boy, says, hey, man, just saying hi, I'm a big fan. What up, Steve? What up, Steven? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate everybody showing love. It was a phenomenal show today, as usual. And guess what? We got after hours tonight. We got after hours again tonight. You can go and check out your boy Slimmy. You can see my girl Mimi. You can catch me, Miss Sanchez, Kimmy, Molly, all of us. All of us is Q, Brittany. We gonna be there. All right? All right, my friends. Listen, your car, 1 hour. I'm starting to send you stuff in 1 hour. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.